Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depend on your time and your location. This is one of your own, Biafra TV, the free volunteer support of everything that United States of Biafra is doing. And every other person. So, my fellow Biafrans, good evening to you all. Good afternoon, also good morning. Depend on your time and your location. As you are watching me, please, as I welcome you this evening, please welcome another person for them to know that we are live and we are direct this evening, this afternoon, this morning, this midnight, depend your time and your location. I salute all the genuine Biafrans. I greet you all. Please, as you come, may you share and like so others may know that we are live and we are direct this evening. We are here to do what we have to do. We are here to tell ourselves truth and also to know the kind of job we have to do now that Biafra has been re-declared once again. So please, as you come in, please like and share the program as we're about to kick on what we have to do this evening, please. So everything that we are doing is something we must carry along. As I am taking my time to also share the program, to invite one another, please, I encourage you to do so. Please, because by doing so, you are letting other people know that we are live and we are this evening. It is very, very important as you do so. Because that is how you are making the message to go viral. By liking, sharing, and also putting your comments. Remember that this page has a very code that we are using on this platform. We have a code. The code is #Nigeria government and Britain release the president of United States of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then #Finland government release the prime minister of United States of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, the prime minister of United States of Biafra. Also, remember that by using this name on them, you are making the world to know that a leader is being heard, that our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped and illegal rendition to Nigeria for over 5 years. And today, Nigeria is keeping him to waste his life, to buy him and take him out of the world because of his fighting for the freedom of his people. That is why he is suffering. That is why they want to kill him. That is why they want to take him away from this world. That is why they are planning to take his life away. These are the things that you have to encourage the world. By making that name president, it is a political name that draws attention. It is a name that changes everything that we are doing. It is a name. It is a name that whenever someone comes across it who is into politics, he will hold a break and ask a president of a country, why is he be detained? What happened? It triggers, it draws attention. That name, president, that name, prime minister, draws attention of any other person who come across of what we are doing. It draws the attention. So that is why, and also, that is a way we, the Biafran people, are changing the status of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from common prisoner, from common rebel, from common insurgency, from common group to make him a president. It draws more attention more than any other thing. That is why it is a political name that when the world sees such thing, what happened? They will fly in immediately to do what? To know what happened. And also, it triggers attention of the world to know why the new country, to know why that this country, their leader was arrested, what is really going on there, and what is happening there. These are the things that when you use such a name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a president of United States of Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra. If we can give Mazi Simon Ekpa the Prime Minister, what stops all of us using that name, the president, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not answer the president to set him free, who is this name going to answer this name for? Because I have checked out on my own way, I have made all my research. What do I find out? I find out one thing, that any leader who was arrested, once he come out from the prison, he becomes the president of that country, unless he says no. But in our own case, calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu our president will trigger attention of the world to come see, to want to know why is he arrested, what is going on there. These are why such names are very important to use. To change that name, they declare his group terrorists. The United States of Biafra Declaration make it very simple to end such names that being called to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and being called to Simon Ekpa. That is why we must use that name, president, for two of them. President, Prime Minister. This is a two word that the world will see as a very big name in the stage of politics. On the international global community, they see that name, president, as a very big name. That whenever you come across of it, you must hold on. You want to know exactly what is happening there. These are the names that we need to be applied to them. That's why I told you on my comment section in this platform, we have a code. Our code is #Finland government. Release Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. #Nigeria/Britain. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra. These are names for them, because name changes everything, and something, every name has a meaning. Every name has a meaning. Every name has meaning. There is work of a name. When you answer Nnamdi, when you answer Ejikeme, when you answer Umeje, when you answer Smart, any name you answer, there is a spiritual realm word that controls that name. When it comes to politics, that name, president, controls everything. So I want you to know that our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya from over 5 years and illegally returned to Nigeria, suffering him till today. He is sick. Nigeria government could not allow him to go to hospital and treat himself, despite they have poisoned him from the day they kidnapped him from Kenya till today. The same Nigeria colluded also to arrest our leader, to arrest our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and put him in prison in Finland. So the protests we are doing, we start from this platform. Social media is another place to mount pressure for the world to know what we are passing through. That is why it is very, very important, and it is very, very imperative. Whenever you come to this platform, please endeavor to use #Finland government. Release or free Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. Then #Nigeria/UK or Britain. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the President of United States of Biafra. We have proved it to you here under international law how the politics of the world value those two names. They said they are key figure in every movement of politics. whether local, foreign, community, and any other places in the world. These names ring a bell. These two names ring what? A bell in the eyes, in the ears of every politician. The case of the Biafran people is no longer the way we are seeing it. So that is why we must adhere to use those names to let the world know those that Nigerian government are holding, who Nigerian government kidnapped in Kenya right now, and also who Finland is trying under the agreement of so-called Nigeria, who is a failed state. Nigeria has killed his own citizens. Go and check what happened today and yesterday in Enugu State. The Boko Haram, the Fulanese, has killed people in Enugu State, men and women, boys and girls, children. Have you never heard that? Between yesterday and today, they killed. And that is what our Prime Minister, Simon Oneba, is fighting for. This is what our President, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is fighting for. To stop killings for every indigenous person in Nigeria. That is why we are not secessionists, but we are people who value life. We want everyone to have equal rights. Please, as you come, like and share. Like and share the program so others may join us. Please do so. Endeavor to do that now that we are here. Because when I welcome you, the only way you can welcome another person is by sharing and liking the program so others may come to join us. I indulge you to do that. It is very, very imperative if you can do that for me. Because what we are doing is not a child's play. What we are doing is to let the world know what we are passing through as a human being. They say we have our rights to choose our government, to choose our governors, to decide how we're going to live our life. That is what they told us. Is it now that because of Biafran people, those laws, is it going to be changed? Even if it changes, we are going to find tooth and nail to make sure that we got what belongs to us, that our right remains our rights, my people. The killing, what is happening in Nigeria has not happened anywhere. You are talking about every other countries, they are fighting war. They are killing. People that died in Nigeria every month is over 500 or 1,000 dies in a month in Nigeria. Or if you count the numbers of dead in Nigeria by Boko Haram, by the insurgency, by those people in Nigeria, by the Nigerian government itself, Christopher Musa and his Tunumbu regime, every day, over 500 people are dying in Nigeria. They are killing our people every day. Nigeria hired Alfred Dokubo to be killing Biafran people, to be killing Christians in Biafra land. They are killing people every blessed day. Every day, day in, day out. They are kidnapping even a reverend father, flogging the reverend father to bring money. When the reverend refuses to bring money, they will kill him. They enter inside churches. They don't kill people inside mosques, but they enter inside churches to kill people. Burn the churches down. The bishops, the pastors, the reverend father, they are not saying anything. Because Nigeria is the one paying them money into what is happening, and they cover their mouth. Last time we see a bishop who went to Tunumbu to go and collect money. That is why he cannot talk. That is why they are not talking. They are killing not only Biafrans, the indigenous people of Nigeria also. Go to Benue State, go to Katsina, go to Niger, go to all these places. They are killing people, they are killing indigenous people and chasing them away in their land. And no, none of them has been arrested. But they arrested a man who stood up and said, no, we want this to stop. Exactly what triggers Ojukwu to declare Biafra in 1967 to 1970. More than that is happening right now. Inhuman treatment, intimidation, and all manner of abuses, human rights abuses is happening. Nigeria is doing it to the people. It is a high time. The only solution for Nigeria is to divide Nigeria. A country has over 250 million population, going to 3 million. How could one person control such a country? Nigeria in the first place was not a country in the first place. It was amalgamated by force. You will stay here. By force, you are going to be here. That is why the only thing that unify Nigeria is gun, military, gun and bullets. The only thing that bears that name, that made that name stand, is only military. Is it how other countries? I thought that law of human rights is what controls every country in the world. But Nigeria own, what controls Nigeria is what? What controls Nigeria is gun and bullet. If you look at the pictures, the videos of what is happening, you may understand the importance of dividing Nigeria according to the tribal line. Every country in the world divided according to their tribal line, according to their religion also. Tell me that in the world, a country that has two laws. Tell me a country that says this country is a secular state, but there is a law for the Muslim people separate. Sharia exists in Nigeria. Does it supposed to be like that? Is it how every other country in the world are working? Is it how they put their law? In one country has two laws. The law favors other people. Why the law is not favors other? What other people do and go free, others will they will not go free. They will catch Boko Haram. They will rehabilitate them and put them into Nigeria. They will catch Biafran people. They will buy them, put them in an underground cell, throw them inside river. Since Nigeria start existing, start rehabilitating Boko Haram, have you seen them say they catch ESN, they catch Biafran army, and this is one of them they have rehabilitated and put into Nigeria army? It's only for the Islamic agenda. United Kingdom in 2024 proved that Nigeria is among the Islamic country. And they want to force all of us to Islamize us. It's not a country where you are free to worship what you are. This country where I am, they have Christians here. They have their rights. Nobody's killing anybody. Nobody's forcing anybody according to the law. What the law owes for the big man is what the law owes for the small man. Once you committed the law, you face the law. But in the so-called Nigeria, has two laws. Mazen Nanekalo is in dungeon because of he's from the Biafran. He's also a Jewish, he's also a Judaism, or he's also a Christian. That is why he's still in prison. What is Abba Kyari today? Abba Kyari, he has been set free. Abba Kyari that America look for. He's free, walking free. You see Nigeria negotiating openly with Boko Haram. A country people are proud, claiming they are from Nigeria. But they will not negotiate with Biafra Liberation Army and ask them, what do you want? They will not rehabilitate them. They only buy them, they only prison them, they only shoot aside, is what we are hearing. Have you heard that any part of North was declared shoot aside? Have you ever had that in your life? It's only on the Biafran side they declare to that side. But in North, they never for one day since I was born declared to that side in North. That is why all these things are our grievances. That is why the Biafran people make up their mind to exit Nigeria. From 1983 to this day, non-Igbo man has become a president of Nigeria officially. What they did is that to use a good of Jonathan to divide us more. They use good luck Jonathan to divide us. No Igbo man, and they swear that no Igbo man should be there. Is it a country where people are bragging, talking? You ask yourself, the problem of Nigeria is the election. What is the problem? From PDP to APC, from APC to APOGA, all are corrupt people. Even though if Jesus Christ happened to come from heaven, he cannot change Nigeria. A lot of things are going on. A lot of killing. Secret war in Biafra land. The way you see armor tanker in Biafra land, is it the way you are sitting in the north and in the south or west? The way you are seeing armor tanker, the way you are seeing it parading in the land of Biafra, in the land of rising sun, is it the way you are seeing it in any other places in Nigeria? Is it by force to stay? Is it by force to be a friend? Even a marriage, is it by force? Marriage, is it by force? Marriage is not by force. Come, let us stay together. Is it by, why is it by force? Nigeria only become a name of Nigeria only under gun and bullets. Only military. That is why they have that thing called Nigeria. We are in, tell me we are in that world where you are. That somebody could come and tell you, your name is Nigeria, or your answer, start answering it. Even some country today that Britain was colonized, and once they get their independence from Nigeria, from Britain, they remove that name that Britain gives to them and choose the name they will answer. So they will be the one that created their state. Nigeria is a country created by a foreign man, Loluga and his girlfriend, used to do experiments. And in that is their law. They told us that after 100 years or 50 years, that we should come together to, in the document of amalgamation, that we should come together to reinstate ourselves, whether we agree to stay or we are not. I am asking Britain, that's your document that you put that after so many years, there are so many that is never passed. These so many years asked us to stay together. That's so many years. That 50 years or that 100 years. And the question is it never expired? Why that when Biafran people call for self-referendum, call for let us sit together and discuss, it leads to arrest, it leads to killing, it leads to more tanker? Why? Nobody will pass what the Biafran are passing today and still be happy. Nobody. Everything that you see today, what's happened in 1967, 1970, the wars are happening right now. Wole Soyinka said it, that things that lead to the war, that more are happening right now. I challenge you, I dare you as a one Nigeria, to prove to me one Igbo man or a kidnapper or a 419 who Nigeria has been rehabilitated. Anybody who loves Nigeria, may Nigeria happen to him or her. As of yesterday night, there is killing in Enugu State by Fulanis. They butcher young girls and young boys. They chase them away from their community in Enugu State. From Benue now to Enugu State. People from Akwa Ibom, people from Klabari, they are running away from their ancestors' home because of what? Fulanis. All these things are going on. And the people think that we will not pay attention. It will happen to you or a member of your family. Then you may understand what people are passing through. I want to understand that everything that is happening right now, there is a reason why it's happening. It's evidence of that Nigeria is not a country. That is why those things are happening. The killings you see on a video is only in Nigeria, where government will put a canopy, put a music, put mic, bring Boko Haram with gun. They will come with ammunition. They will come with gun and ammunition to dialogue with Nigerian government. They will even warn Nigerian government that if they pass their boundary, that they will wipe people away. And it's happening. Tell me that country where such a thing is happening. The Biafran people have said, no, enough is enough. That we want to be free. We don't like the blood that are wasting in Nigeria. We don't want to become partaker in the sin that Nigeria is committing in the eyes of Allah, in the eyes of God. We don't want to be part of it. That is why we Biafran people agree once again on November 29, 2024 to make a real declaration of United States of Biafra as a new country that has emerged from Africa. We are seeking for international recognition. And today, this evening, we are here to let our people know what we have to do for us to seek our international recognition. We are here this evening to let you know, as a Biafran, under the government, what we have to do what? To get international recognition. These are part of the things. Look at what's happening in Lagos State. Destroying Igbo properties. Is it not a terrorist? Is it not a haram? When you look at your fellow man sufferness and knock it down, destroy it. It's happening. And people are seeing it. As of present now, since last week, they are busy destroying houses in Lagos State where Igbo people build to make their ends meet. And Nigeria government, by order of Tinubu and governor of Lagos State, destroying the Biafran people's business. So, in everything that we are doing, we have said, no, enough is enough. We, Biafra, have said what? Enough is enough. Please, as you come, if this is your first time coming on this platform, please like. You will see a 3 dots in front of you. There is a 3 dots, the one pointing my hand on your right hand. Click on that 3 dots, you will see like and share. Please do that so others may come to join us before we are going to bring what we have, the laws, how we can get recognition. The more job that the government of United States of Biafra have to do for us to get our international recognition. There is many jobs to do. And there is also the one you and I could also do. There is. So, that is why it is very imperative as you come in, please like and share the program, so others may know that we are live and we are direct. We are here to teach ourselves, to educate ourselves. We are here to remind you those that we have forgotten. Just to make common sense as always. Not that we know it all, no. But later we find out, we bring it out to share to our people, so they may understand the importance of what we are and the importance of what we are doing and where we are right now, what we need to do more and more for us to be a free country, be a free sovereign state, despite Nigeria occupying our territory right now. That is a land dispute, territory dispute under international, that's what they call it. There is things that we have already done that they ask us to do, but already achieved those ones. So that's why we must know everything. We must be pushing hard. Also know what to expect from the government, and you know that the movement we are into is no longer the into of gun and bullets. It's no longer the time of gun and bullets. It is a time of a diplomatic movement. It is a time of political movement. It is a time of lobby. It is a time of international global stage, knowing what we are passing through. It is a time to bring in all the pictures, all the videos out. It is a time. Also, it is a time it is a time for the Biafra people to go home. It is the time for us to go home and occupy our land, build our land, prove who we are. You know, in agri, there is a species at the highest one. That is who we are. That is why the world wants us to march, because many will march, another China is coming, another Japan is coming, another America is coming, another Germany. Everything good is coming, more than the way the world has seen, because we are so smart to do things in our own. That is why in any country where we are, we survive. Check in this world. The people of Biafra is part of those who travel highest in the world. There is no country where we will not find us. That is to prove to you. I want to tell you this. If Biafra did not come, the Biafra will become a wanderer in the whole world. We become wanderers. If Biafra is not, if Biafra fell for second time of this our declaration, we will become wanderers in the every world, and we will not have a mouth to talk. We will not have a home anymore. We will be under Islamic. Nigeria is not a secular state. Nigeria is not a secular state. So I want you to know that everything that we are doing the right thing this time around as the Biafran people. I want to know that everything that we are doing in between, that we, the Biafran people, is our right to have a new government, to have a new country, to have our governors. We also proved to you some days ago that we have a right to vote, whether recognition or no recognition. We have a right to vote for our governors to be there. We have a right to rule ourselves. We have our right to implement our law. That is why our constitution that are guiding the Biafran people, if you go to the Amazon, you will see it there. You can also go it and read. So you will know the plans of the government of Biafra, how they want to do what, rule Biafran people, and how the law will be for everybody. No big man, no poor man. When you fail the law, when you tamper the law will deal with you. In every country, there is a law that guides every country where you are, and you obey that law. That is how also the Biafran people are going to obey the law of the government of Biafra. Before we further move on, we are waiting for our like. We have 9 like. We are waiting for 10. Once it is 10, we are going to go into the main document we want to read for the Biafran people this evening. We want to go to our comment section. Rose, we greet you. Good evening from here. Abarosia, we greet you from here. Thank you so much. Ejikeme, we greet you. Good evening from here. Anthony Umeje, good evening. Ejikeme said you are very correct. Thank you so much. Smart say hello. Smart, thank you for coming. Goose from, we thank you from Poland. We thank you so much. Orosiangre said that is the only person who simply connect our dots. Look at what he said. Hashtag Nigeria government and the UK release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of Biafra. Hashtag Finland government release Mazi Simon Ekpa, the prime minister of Biafran government. This is what we ask everybody to do. This is how you prove that you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free. This is how you prove that you are listening and you're obeying what we're saying. I see Chus, good evening from here, Ghana. Thank you so much. Good evening from the Asia where we are. Yes, Chus said, hashtag Finland government, free Mazi Simon Ekpa, a prisoner of conscience. It's also among what we are doing. I see Ogonmaya, good evening from here. Thank you so much. Good evening. I see Gabriel, good evening from here. I see Chris, good evening from here. I see Chinwe, good evening from here. I thank you all the new Biafrans, those that are commenting nicely. I see my own brother for a very long time, Olu State. Oh, good evening, my brother. How are you doing? Where have you been? Generally, we are looking for you on social media. We are not seeing you on our platform, but we know that we are okay. So may Elohim protect and guide you. Good evening, my brother, Biafra, and all the Genu Biafrans all over the world. Thank you so much. Olu State, Oyenkai, I greet you in a special way for being here. We always remember you. And once we come live on our comment section, we know that Olu State did not come. Thank you so much. We must continue. We do what? We must continue. We must continue what we are doing. Because what we are doing is what? To make sure that we understand the importance of what we are doing. Listen to this message before we go in. Yes, sorry. Let me put it on loudspeaker.
From the cities of Asia to the valleys of Australia.
The Prime Minister.
Wherever this message finds you, know that you are remembered, you are valued, and you are part of this great struggle. Good day to the spirit of our ancestors whose blood nourished this soil, whose courage gave us a name, and whose sacrifices still echo in our hearts. They watch over us.
I hope it's coming out, my people.
Waiting to see if we will honor their memory.
Olu States, the voice is coming out.
Today, I come before you with a heavy heart and a burdened soul. My voice may shake, but my message will not. My hands may tremble, but my resolve is firm. For what I must say is not comfortable. It is not a story of triumph or celebration. It is a warning. It is a mirror held up to our faces. It is the truth many of us already know, yet we whisper only in secret because it cuts too deeply to say aloud. It is a wound we have refused to examine, a disease we have pretended does not exist, a cancer growing in our body while we look away. Biafrans, our greatest enemy is not always the one who comes with guns from outside. It is not always the one whose uniform we see or whose language we we don't understand. It is not always the soldier at the checkpoint or the politician in Abuja. Sometimes and too often in our history, our greatest enemy wears our clothes, speaks our tongue, shares our meals, sits at our councils, and prays with us. This enemy knows our songs, celebrates our festivals, and calls our land home. Yet in the darkness, they plot against us. In the shadows, they sell us out.
The enemies wear the same clothes with us, speak the language we speak. Who are these enemies? Oge nkere, sana akwara wa Chiamaka Ajere, Imam Maduabu, Adam Doshu. These are the enemies of the Biafra who wear the same tongue, who wear the same clothes, who eat the same food with you. You had our Prime Minister, Mas Simon, but telling you how you know the enemies. Today, all the enemies are rolling their ugly head, and you can see them. Who are they? They are Iken Guru Agos. They are Chukwuka Ijele Oudele. So, you can see the enemies. You can understand it pop and plain from here. How the enemies are rolling and what they are doing. You can also see it clearly from the speech of Mazi Simon Eba, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. The enemies. They are all around. They are all moving. Are you going to be panicked? Are you going to stop what you are doing? Are you going to, when this going get more tough, when P2B will march, are you going to deviate and become another enemy to the Biafran people? When they will do that, they want to use P2B to weaken our movements, to weaken our declaration, to use P2B to make Biafra to become a failed state for a second time, even as Britain plan it right now. Are you going to join them? Or have you already joined them within your mind? When you are commenting and saying that it's like OB is going to be, if Nigeria recruited OB, that means they have rebuilt Nigeria. That means indirectly you have already joined them within your mind. That simply means that you are with them. It becomes an enemy of the people. According to what is going on, do not panic. A lot is about to happen.
And when the moment comes, they open the door to our enemies. They become the Trojan horse within our walls, the serpent in our garden, the termites eating away at our foundation. Yes, I speak of the enemy within, the traitor among us, the betrayer in our midst. Let us go back, Biafrans. Let us remember. Let us walk through the painful corridors of our history. When Chukwuemeka Odumegu Ojukwu, our leader, our symbol of hope, our lion of the East rose to defend our people during the Biafran War, he faced not just the might of Nigeria and its foreign allies, but also betrayers within. The British supplied weapons against us. The Soviet Union aided our enemies, but the deepest cause came from within. Men he trusted with his plans, whispered those plans into the ears of his adversaries. Men who ate with him, strategized with him, called him brother, turned around and pointed his enemies to his weaknesses. Men who sat in our war councils, took notes not for our victory but for our defeat. They memorized our strategies, not to implement them but to sell them. That is why some of our offensives failed before they began. That is why ambushes were set for our soldiers before they arrived. That is why supply routes were cut off before we could use them. That is why the war lasted as it did, costing millions of lives, perhaps over 2 million souls, including innocent children who starved to death. Not because our warriors lacked courage, but because secrets leaked from our own house. Not because our cause was unjust, but because our circle was compromised. And decades later...
That is how you see Radio Ramma. We go 247 them, leaking our secrets. That is the enemies we're talking about. The enemy we're talking about, the enemy who are wearing the same clothes, the same food, speak the same motherly tongue with you. All these IPOB, One Nigeria, all these people you see on social media, Jovika, they are the enemies that our Prime Minister is letting you to know that they are there doing their evil thing. They are there doing their quick, but their mission fell on arrival. The center can no longer hold. The enemies who takes the secret of what the government is planning outside. That's what Batobi told us. I'm always acting as if there is a problem inside the government. Today, she has had her freedom to do what she wants from day one. Are you still thinking otherwise about the government and their actions? For me, I am not. Let's continue listening.
History repeats itself with chilling precision. Nnamdi Kanu, our brother, our voice in the wilderness, our modern day warrior, was abducted, rendered, and silenced, snatched from a foreign land and dragged back into captivity. But ask yourselves, who told them his movements, who knew his schedule, who opened the door, who guided the hands that reached across borders to snatch him? It was not strangers alone. It was not ghosts. It was not magic. It was our own. Men and women who wear our name, who claim our struggle, who speak our language, but not our loyalty. People who sat in meetings with him, who knew his plans, who had access to his inner circle, and then sold that information for money, for favor, for protection, for their own selfish gain. Biafra.
Ogenkere, DOS, Imam Maduabo, and Siaru Serando and Festus Unite. These are Obatobi are telling you here. These are those that the words of Obatobi fall on their head. They also claim they are fighting the same Biafra we are fighting for. But at back, they have collected money and only the intention is to destroy. Whenever you listen to them, whenever you look at them more accurate, you also join them to destroy the movement, but you people cannot. You people cannot do that because of Chukwu Oka-Abiyama is the one destined that Biafra will be restored in November 2029, 2024. Exactly what we all must know. We continue listening.
France. Do you see it now? Do you feel it? The pattern is not new. It is as old as betrayal itself. From Judas who sold his master for 30 pieces of silver to those who betrayed Biafra for crumbs from the table of Nigeria's rulers. From those who sold their people into slavery centuries ago to those who sell our freedom today for ministerial appointments, government contracts, and promises of safety. They study our tactics not to strengthen them, but to expose them. They dine with us not out of fellowship, but out of espionage. They pretend to cry with us while secretly rejoicing at our setbacks. But at night, they send text messages, make phone calls.
That is why you see already Obatobi was financing the sentencing for 6 years. Obatobi was sentenced for 6 years. You see Arando coming out of social media and be dancing. Look at it here. She's come outside and be dancing. So Obatobi should not get appeal. You should go to prison. Could you imagine such a people claiming fighting for freedom and asking their leader not to come outside, asking them not to go to appeal courts? Could you address that within yourself? We must continue.
Write reports. They sell our strategies, our plans, our hopes to those who wish to crush us. They weaken us from within, and then the enemy strikes from without with deadly precision. It is not enough to fight the enemy at the gate when the enemy already holds the keys from inside.
Yes.
It is not enough to build walls when there are termites eating the foundation. It is not enough to lock the door when someone inside is opening the windows. Look at our history, my people. Look at our land. Look at the pattern that repeats itself generation after generation. Our markets are raided without warning. Our sons are arrested before they can escape. Our women are harassed at checkpoints that seem to know exactly when and where to wait. Our leaders are imprisoned because someone told the authorities exactly where to find them. Our meetings are disrupted because someone leaked the location. Our movements are infiltrated because someone opened the door. Yet the most dangerous blow is not the one that comes from outside, but the one arranged by insiders those who sit at meetings and send voice notes to Abuja, those who take photos during our gatherings and forward them to security agencies, those who sell photos, videos, and locations of our warriors to the oppressors, those who compile lists of names and addresses, those who laugh with us in daylight but plot with our enemies at night, those who shout Biafra in public but whisper, "How much will you pay me?" in private. This is the deepest wound. This is the hardest pain. This is the cruelest irony, that those who should be our shield become our sword, that those who should protect us become our persecutors, that those who should stand with us stand against us, and yet we will bleed again as we bled in 1967. We will mourn again as we mourned in 1970. We will bury our heroes unsung, our leaders unprotected, our future unborn. We will watch our children die of preventable causes. We will see our dreams deferred once more. We will pass this burden to yet another generation. Biafrans, the time for naivety is over. The time for pretending is done. The season of blind trust has passed. We must wake up and name the problem. We must identify the disease before we can cure it. We must guard ourselves not just from the visible enemy, but from the invisible one inside our walls. We must learn to distinguish between true loyalty and performative allegiance. We must separate wheat from chaff, gold from dross, patriots from pretenders. But I am not here only to lament. I am not here merely to complain or to point fingers without purpose. I am here to awaken. I am here to sound the alarm. I am here to light a fire that will burn away the impurities in our movement. To every Biafran listening to me, whether in Lagos or London, in Enugu or New York, in Aba or Atlanta, I say this: you are the guardian of your brother's secret. You are the protector of our collective dream. You are the keeper of our sacred trust. You cannot afford to be careless. You cannot afford to trust every smiling face. You cannot afford to share sensitive information with everyone who claims to support the cause. We must build walls around our strategies, discipline around our ranks, and vigilance in our hearts. We must learn from our past so we do not repeat it. We must study our mistakes so we do not make them again. The enemy within thrives on three things: greed, ignorance, and disunity. Greed makes a man sell his people for a bag of money, for a contract, for a position, for a promise. Ignorance makes him think he will be safe after betrayal, that he will be rewarded forever, that he will not eventually be discarded by those who used him. Disunity makes it easy for the enemy to buy one of us against the other, to play us against each other, to divide and conquer as they have always done. If we kill greed with integrity, if we cultivate contentment and moral strength, kill ignorance with education, with our awareness, with wisdom, and kill disunity with brotherhood, with solidarity, with genuine love for one another, the enemy within will have no soil to grow.
Hold on, no time for
the
call.
seed of betrayal will fall on rocky ground and wither. Do you remember how, during the Biafran War, some local leaders collected money to supply information to the federal troops? Do you remember the stories our parents told us? Do you know how many innocent people died because of one man's betrayal? How many villages were massacred because someone revealed their location? Do you know how many plans collapsed because of one leak? How many brave soldiers walked into ambushes because someone sold the battle plans? Those who sold Ojuku's secrets to the enemy now have their grandchildren sitting in luxury, living in fine houses, driving expensive cars, enjoying the fruits of betrayal. But our children are still dying. Our people are still suffering. Our land is still occupied. This is the price of betrayal. This is the legacy of treachery. And look at Nnamdi Kanu today. Still in detention, still a prisoner, still separated from his family, from his people, from his mission. Yet, the ones who contributed to his capture are free, walking among us, pretending to be on our side, claiming to support the struggle, wearing our colors, singing our songs, but the truth cannot hide forever. The facts will emerge. Justice may be delayed, but it will not be denied. This is why, dear friends, we must not only fight for freedom, but fight for purity in our ranks. We must wage two wars simultaneously, one against external oppression and one against internal corruption. Freedom without vigilance is an illusion. Liberty without discipline is chaos. A movement without security is a trap waiting to be sprung. Victory without unity is impossible. We must teach our children not just to fight, but to be loyal. Not just to be brave, but to be trustworthy. We must teach our young men not just to speak, but to protect, not just to be vocal, but to be vigilant. We must teach our women not just to nurture, but to watch, not just to support, but to scrutinize. We must raise a generation that understands that the struggle requires both courage and caution, both passion and prudence, because the enemy within is subtle, it is sophisticated, it does not always look like an enemy. It does not wear a sign saying traitor. Sometimes it looks like a friend, a colleague, a fellow fighter. Sometimes he speaks eloquently about freedom while secretly working for bondage. Sometimes it attends every meeting.
Ogenkere, Obata, the man of wisdom, describing the characters of what you are seeing inside Sonny Akparawa, inside Ogenkere, inside Mamadu Abu, inside Adando Ocho, inside Faceless Unite. Look at them here. But to be on a neutral ground, bring this character out to us. If it is a white man voice we are hearing here, the whole world will be sharing it. But because of this wisdom sword is coming from a black man or an African man or a Biafra man, he is not going viral. You don't know, that is why the message is, that's why these particular wisdom words are not going viral. Because it's from a white man. If it is one white, it's from a black man. If it is one white man that has speak this way, by now, everywhere could have been using this word. That's why I told you, we are the one to write our history. And we have started rewriting the history of the Biafran people. When we go into the documents, you will find out that our history has been changing, entering into book of archive, into book of Google, into book of everything that you use to search. Our history are sinking into the world. Go to your research, then you may find out by yourself. Look at all the characters that Ogenkere are exhibiting out there. About Obi is capturing, is mentioning with them one after the other. My people, after this voice, we will open our phone call for anyone who wants to call and also pray for Mazen and the pray for Simon, but also contribute, make your own suggestion. All these things are very, very important. That is why we are who we are. Continue listening. Remember that number to call, time of call is +97 33 60 51 337. Remember, +97 33 60 51 337. That is number to call. Once we finish this, we will receive a phone call. If people will call before we go into the documents we have to read this evening.
Not in every detail, but its goal is the same: to weaken us, to break us, to hand us over, to ensure that we never achieve what we seek, that we never become what we could be, that we never fulfill our destiny. And yet, there is hope. Despite everything, there is still hope. Burning in my heart, I believe I know that there are millions of true Biafrans whose loyalty cannot be bought at any price. I believe there are sons and daughters of Igbo land who would rather die than betray their people. I believe there are guardians of our dream who will stand like walls around our leaders, like shields around our movement, like sentinels at the gate. It is to you I speak today. It is to you I call. It is your spirit I invoke. Rise up, Biafrans. Rise up from your slumber. Rise up from your complacency. Rise up and guard our secrets. Rise up and defend our unity. Rise up and expose the traitors in our midst without fear of favor. If you see something, say something. If you suspect someone, be vigilant. If you notice inconsistencies, investigate. This is not the time for blind trust. This is the time for disciplined loyalty. This is not the season for naivety. This is the moment for wisdom. The road to freedom is hard enough without betrayal. The journey is long enough without saboteurs. The chains are heavy enough without traitors tightening them. We cannot afford to be naive anymore. We cannot afford to ignore the warning signs. We cannot afford to pretend that everyone who claims to be with us is truly with us. Let us learn from Ojukwu. Let us learn from the mistakes of the past. Let us learn from Nnamdi Kanu. Let us learn from every setback, every defeat, every betrayal. Let us remember every fallen soldier, every massacred child, every raped mother, every burnt village. Let us remember how they died not only because of the enemy outside, but because of the enemy within. Let their sacrifice not be in vain. We are Biafrans. We are the children of resilience. We are the descendants of a people who refused to be erased, who survived attempted genocide, who rose from the ashes of war. We will not be broken by betrayal. We will not be silenced by treachery. We will rise above the enemy within, as we have risen above every enemy before. But we must be smart. We must be wise. We must be vigilant. But we must act now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when it's convenient. Now, this is my call to you. Do not sell your brother. Do not betray your leader. Do not open the door to those who wish to kill us. Do not be the weak link in our chain. Do not be the crack in our wall. If you stand for Biafra, stand with clean hands. If you fight for Biafra, fight with a loyal heart. If you dream of Biafra, dream with an unbroken will. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Because when we purge the enemy within, the enemy outside will be powerless. When we stand united, no force on earth can crush us. When we guard our house, no stranger can invade it. When we protect our secrets, no enemy can anticipate our moves. When we love each other truly, no amount of money can divide us. This is my prayer. This is my warning. This is my pledge to you all. I, Simon Ekpa, will never betray you. I will never sell our people. I will never open the door to the oppressor. I stand with you, for you, and among you, not as a perfect man, but as a committed son of Biafra. Not because I am better than others, but because I have chosen this path. And I call on every Biafran to make the same pledge. Let us covenant together to be faithful, to be loyal, to be true. We have lost too much to betrayal. We have buried too many dreams. We have shed too many tears. We have endured too many chains. Let this be the generation that breaks the cycle. Let this be the season when we say no more. Let this be the movement that guards itself, protects itself, purifies itself, and triumphs over the enemy within. May the blood of our heroes guide us. May the spirit of our ancestors strengthen us. May the memory of our martyrs inspire us. May the dream of Biafra unite us. May the hope of freedom sustain us. And may the enemy within find no home in our hearts, no seat at our table, no key to our house, no place in our ranks, and no future in our land. Biafra lives, Biafra rises, Biafra shall be free. Thank you, and may God bless.
He said,
guys, thank you very
may
much.
God also bless you. About this time on Ebanjoko. May He keep you safe. What you seek, we have gotten it. We understand your pains. After you have listened to Master Nandeka, Simon Eba, what's coming to your mind? After you have listened to Maze, after you have listened to our Prime Minister, Simon Eba Njoko, what's coming to your mind? This is the one that Finland government arrested, sentenced him 6 years because of Woodga. Look at the man they just want to silence. Because of the world hate truth, the world hates rights. They only like wrong and liars. That is why Alexander Stubb with his government, who said in one of his books he wrote, how to make a world a better place. The only way Alexander Stubb is making a world a better place to arrest Simon, about Prime Minister. Colluding with Britain, with France and Nigeria to arrest him. Think that he will silence the Biafran people's voice. But what happens? You can never do that. Because unless if sun is not rising, that is the only way you can do that. Unless if sun is not rising and going down, that is the only way you people can stop Biafra movement. Nobody, nobody, no country in the world will stop it. No amount of gun and bullets, no amount of armor tanker, no amount of bomb will stop what we are doing, because it is our right to be alive, to govern ourselves, to choose the life we want. It's not by force to be a friend. It's not by force to stay together in a family. A wife and husband even divorce. Why this divorcing Nigeria becomes under life and death? We Biafran people, we have rise up, we have listened, we have learned our lesson, we move on by doing what? Having first our self-referendum vote worth over 50 million of the Biafran people. Has any Nigerian politician come out with 50 million votes? The Prime Minister supervising the self-referendum with the federal government governors in the homeland in 2004 achieved 50 million votes of mandate to go and re-declare United States of Biafra as a new country in the world, as a sovereign state. You said, under your international law, that the self-defense is a right of a people. You said it's a fundamental right of the people. Fundamental right of the people. But this fundamental right, is it only for the whites? Is the question. It's not for the black man. It's not for the Africa in general. The only voice who's too strong today speaking the truth is only the voice of Pan-Africa in the entire world. Only Pan-Africanists are the one speaking, doing the right thing in the world. They are only one fighting tooth and nail for everything to be okay, for everything to be right, my Biafran people. That is why we must join such a body, such organization who speak truth without looking back. We must embrace them. They are the one fighting for what they said on what they said on United Nations Charter. They said that self-defense is the right of the people. The so-called UN are all bribes. EU, that one is the worst one. All of them have been corrupt. So far Nigeria is there, every other person around here is there. And let me tell you one thing from today. Let me tell us this. Any organization that Nigeria goes in, that group must die. Will become a corrupt entity, because Nigeria is a uniform of corruption. Any association that Nigerians enter, they go there to bring shame upon all of you who allow them. In the criteria of becoming a country, Nigeria did not meet anyone. In the criteria of a new country, Nigeria never met anyone. The only thing they met is that a white man come and said, you are a Nigerian. No self-referendum. No declaration mandate. The people that claim they are fathers of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was barely 12 years when Nigeria was amalgamated. Tafawa Balewa was barely 8 years when Nigeria was amalgamated. Go and check the history. So who are the one? Because of Nigeria is not a motherland. neither a fatherland. He's none of them. It's a name, it's a country formed by a white the white man, Britain. That is why even that Britain told that Nigeria will expire in 2030. Today we are in 2025, minus 2030 from 2025. It remains 5 years for Nigeria to collapse. And the people want the collapse of Nigeria to fall on their head. But the Biafran people have said, no, Nigeria will not fall on our head. Rather, it will fall on those who want it to fall on their head. These are truths that are very bitter, that you don't want anyone to tell you. But we are here to say these truths. We don't care who you are. If you are the one giving me life, take the life. If you are the one giving me food, take your food away. If you are the one paying me, stop paying me. I want freedom. I want to go home. I want to be in Biafra land. I want to where I can exercise my rights. I want to where my vote, where my opinion can count. That is the corner we are building. Remember, if you want to call, you are free to call on the number I gave you. Plus 9733 60 51 337. That is number only on WhatsApp. If you want to call, you can call. You have this time to call if you want to call. Despite that, we will go into reading our documents to prove something to you. To prove something to you as a Biafran. There is something you must know. The Biafra freedom is sacrosanct. When my father or my uncle told us something is sacrosanct, it means that thing is untouchable. It's unstoppable. That is why we could stand up with the mandate of the people and make a declaration. I see you, Benchinaka. I see you, Easy Way. Good evening from here, my senior brother. I greet you. I salute you all. There are things that we must know. And this is the high time we start knowing them. There is many work. After declaration, there is a work, many work to do to achieve international recognition under United States of Biafra. The government has a work. You also on social media has a work to do. We are here to let you know how you can do it and what it means. There is difficulties on it. There is challenges. But when we pass through that difficulty and these challenges, after heavy rain, there must be a sunshine. After darkness, there must be a light. After a hard job, there will be time to see to enjoy. But it must come the way we Biafran people must pass that hard way. There's so many countries like India, like Bangladesh, like Kenya, like every other country in the world are passing through before they got their independence, before they get to official freedom. And I want you to also know that the time we are into, that our story are sinking into the world. And it's what you call yourself is what the world are going to call on you. When you use your name to type and research, you will find something out. If there is where you are making a mistake, you also correct that mistake and move forward. Remember the voice of Master Simon Epa, the Prime Minister, if you finish hearing. Whenever you come across such a thing, what is that comes into your mind? What are you thinking? What is that always comes into your mind? You must continue. Now, please no call now. You want to call to hang his call because we are going to read document. Pay attention to this document. That is why we decided to play this document. That is why you see that our headline. After declaration, there is many more work to do to achieve international recognition. Under international law, there is work to do. Declaration is not end of it. It's the beginning of everything for us to become a free nation. That's what it is. It is what it is. That is the gospel truth I want you to know. Listen to this voice.
Gaining international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, Usbg, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state, Nigeria, is a multifaceted and challenging process. It involves a combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and practical tasks.
I hope you had it. Gaining international recognition for a newly declared state like United States of Biafra, Usbg in brackets. Our history has started seeking into the world. And it is a high time you use what we are passing through to start asking a question about you. Make a research of yourself. Make a research of yourself. Especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state like Nigeria. Is it clear to you? Nigeria are the ones that are now occupying our territory. True or false? They are the one. What can we do? And they told us here is manipulated and challenging process. It is a challenging process. In this challenging process, it is involved a combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and some tasks ahead of us. Do you hear gun and bullet here? That is why your governments are not in the era of gun and bullet, the era of woto. The governments are on the process of what? This is what Obatobie called multiple dimension. We are in the era of legal, political, diplomatic, and the participation in some tasks ahead of us, some tasks ahead of us. And they said combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and some tasks ahead of us. What are those things? This is what the government is doing right now. That is why they are not showcasing weapon. As we that Nigeria occupies our land, what we have to do. So when you're expecting and asking the government, what are you doing? Where is your army? Where is your police? You are a fool, you're an idiot. You don't want us to have Biafra. And you claim you're a Biafra Liberation Army, in the old Liberation Army, and you're showcasing gun and bullets in social media. You call Donald Trump. Now. The world will see you as a rebel, insurgency. That's how they see you. After a declaration of a new country. Getting international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, Usbg in brackets, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state in brackets, Nigeria, and governed by an existing state like Nigeria. There is a challenging process that we have to undergo. It involves combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and participating in some tasks ahead of us. That is what the government is doing right now. That is what your government is doing, my people. Let's continue.
The core of this work is to meet the criteria for statehood under international law, primarily set out in the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933, and then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states.
Have you heard what they asked us to do? We have treated about this first step, this Montevideo Convention, the right and duties of a state, under international law of Montevideo Convention 1933. We, the Biafran people, what are those things that asked us to do? And then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states. They know that Nigeria is occupying our land. And because of that Nigeria is occupying our land, doesn't mean that we are not going to be a free country. We must be a free country. With those important criteria. After meeting those important criteria, there is more job to do, because if it is only having a permanent population, 100%, if you only have a defined territory, 40 states that made up of United States of Biafra as a country, we have passed that one. If it is only effective government, we have passed it. If it is only capacity to enter into relation, we are as good as go. We are good on that. We have achieved all this. But there is some task ahead of us that we must carry on. The question, what is those tasks? Listen to this.
Here are the key areas of work required to pursue international recognition for the USB.
Here are the key areas of work required to push international recognition for the United States of Biafra, USB. That's our name has started sinking, because we are pushing harder. The government has started putting documents, and once documents are going to proper authority, the narrative will start changing. Emmanuel, good evening from here. I see you. Once we are putting all this our documents, once we are set on the mandate of our declaration, once we are making use of our self-referendum, the history must change, I'm telling you. Okay, fine. Let me allow you to play fully. Then we'll start breaking it and explain it back so you may understand. That is why I told you that this platform needs the support of you. We could have just put this the way we search it and ask you to go and search so you may see within yourself.
1. Meeting the Montevideo criteria, establishing statehood. The Montevideo Convention requires a state to possess 4 qualifications. The USB would need to demonstrate its fulfillment of all 4, particularly the capacity for an effective government. Criterion. Essential tasks for USB. A. Permanent population. Maintain and verify a citizen base. Continue efforts like the Biafra Republic Government in Exiles, BRGIE, citizen registration and database, to clearly define and identify its population both at home and in the diaspora. This demonstrates a stable community. B. Define territory. Establish clear and contested borders. Clearly articulate the geographical boundaries of the United States of Biafra, the proposed 40 states. While boundary disputes may exist, the entity must formally declare and act upon its claimed territory. C. Effective government. Demonstrate governmental authority and control. This is the most crucial and challenging criterion for a secessionist state. The USB government must establish functioning institutions, formally set up all branches of government, executive, legislative, and judiciary. Implement law and order. Establish and deploy security, law enforcement, and judicial institutions, like courts, that can maintain order, enforce laws, and provide justice within the claimed territory. Provide essential public services. Begin to organize and demonstrate the capacity to deliver public services such as public health, education, and social welfare to the population, potentially through leveraging existing structures or establishing new ones. Develop a financial system. Establish a clear monetary and fiscal policy, including revenue generation, e.g. taxes, and expenditure for public services, to demonstrate economic viability and independence. D. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. Appoint and deploy diplomatic representatives. Actively engage with the international community through diplomatic personnel, issue official government documents, and seek to negotiate with other governments and international organizations on matters like trade, security, and membership. 2. Diplomatic and political strategy. Recognition is often more a political act than a purely legal one. A structured diplomatic campaign is essential. Targeted diplomatic outreach. Secure bilateral recognition. Systematically lobby sovereign nations to formally recognize the USB. Historically, successful campaigns target a mix of politically sympathetic, small, or strategically located countries, like the 5 nations that recognize the original Republic of Biafra, Tanzania, Zambia, Côte d'Ivoire, Gabon, and Haiti. Engage major global powers. While direct recognition may be unlikely early on, maintaining high-level dialogue with influential countries, e.g., the US, UK, EU states, is critical to garnering moral and political support, influencing policy, and advocating for negotiations with Nigeria. International advocacy and legal strategy. Utilize international law, frame the independence movement within the context of international laws on self-determination and the right to secede as a last resort, remedial secession, particularly in response to unaddressed grievances and alleged human rights violations. Lobby international bodies. Seek observer status or informal engagement with key bodies like the United Nations, UN, the African Union, AU, and ECOWAS, emphasizing the right to self-determination and stability in the region. Human rights documentation. Continuously compile and present evidence of human rights issues to international organizations, leveraging this to gain international pressure on Nigeria and support for the USB. Building alliances and partnerships. Leverage diaspora support. The large politically active Biafran diaspora must be mobilized for financial, diplomatic, and political pressure in their host countries. Forge regional alliances. Seek to build relationships with neighboring ethnic or political groups, or even other unrecognized states, to demonstrate a broader base of support and regional stability. Engagement with Nigeria. Advocate for dialogue. Despite the declaration, a persistent push for negotiation and a peaceful transfer of authority, or a supervised referendum if not already conducted to international standards, with the Nigerian government, is a diplomatic imperative to appear reasonable and mitigate the risk of conflict. 3. Institutional development and credibility. To be taken seriously as a future state, the USB government must present a viable plan for its future operation. Economic planning. Develop and publish detailed plans for the national economy, including investment in key sectors, e.g., education technology, fiscal and anti-corruption policies to assure international investors and donor states. Legal framework. Draft and ratify a national constitution and a foundational body of law that upholds democratic principles, the rule of law, and international human rights standards. Security and stability. Develop a strategy to maintain internal security and manage borders, demonstrating the capacity to be a responsible state actor that will not destabilize the region. This is often a major concern for neighboring states and the international community.
I hope you are listening. Biafra is the talk of town. That is why when you go to archive, when you go to Google, type USBG, type USB. About the newly declared called USB. When they will carry your story, they will carry our name. When they land it bagada in your face. It's not of you taking your time to research. Where our story has been changing. Our name has been entering. Our movement is genuine. They are telling us what to do and how we can get it right. Are you listening? I want to play it more once again. I will not say a word. I want you to record it before we start breaking it down to every layman understanding. And as we are breaking it down, if you wish to call, you can also call to join to break it down. Or if there's a way you do not understand, you can put it in the comment section. I will bring it and read it back so you may understand it very well. Where we are right now, under some months, leading to 1 year, we have made a declaration. Our story, this is how it goes. This is why social media are very important. This is why documents are very important. This is why engaging lobby, those who understand how a new country is being managed, to meet a congressman, how it's happening. The message is going. Our target USBG. What's that? USB. Our no Biafra government in exile. No Buru Yaka, no Buru USBG. Biafra government in exile. No. I find you where we declare about kind of where we make declaration. This guy is sitting there, but she made declaration that I fall all back on that name again. Give him a draft when you declare panicking again, Umo Koko. You are not listening. You are not researching. You believe in someone to come and tell you without evidence. We are here to give you fact and figure with evidence. My fellow Biafrans, I want to say on comment section, do you want me to play it full again before we start our analysis? I want to see those that are with us. Do you want me to play it full again? Do you want to hear it again on your own? I will read what I type so you may understand me. I went into Google research. I just type after declaration of United States of Biafra. What are the work to do to get international recognition with Usbg? That is what I type, and they carry Montevideo Convention put inside. I don't know how that one happens. That to show you that our history, that our story are going in, that the world have started writing who we are, because it's what we proved to ourselves, what they write for us. Oh, he provoke Gaza. Is it not true? And for them to understand the process, that Usbg is the one that has the document of declaration, has the document of self-referendum, and all these things have been submitted, also put in the world map, in the world history. That is why you can hear it clearly. Yes, only one person said we should play it again. I ask a question, only one person. Do we want us to play this voice again? Do you want us to play this document in the way we play it without saying a word? Do you want us to continue playing? Do you want us to play it more? We have only one person. If you are here, want to see your comment. Do you like us to play it more without saying a word? We see two people. We see Ike and Okechukwu. Yeah, Okechukwu, good evening. I welcome you. Good evening, my brother. You're welcome. Ike, you're welcome. Olivoso, you're welcome. Do you want us to play this document again before we go into our exposition? Do you want us to play it? How many people? We have only 2 people on the line. We have 20 likes. So how many people are here? How many people that love what we are doing on this platform because you know that is only what we can do? How many people are here? I want to see yes or no. We got only 2 yes. Is the only people that are here? I know that many of us might be at work, but if you can just touch the phone and type yes, at least let us see those that are with us. Yes, so those who are here, who are you still here? Do we want us to play this voice again so you can understand it all? Because I hope the English is very simple before we now go to explain it in details. So that is why we're here this night. Do you want us to play it again? I'm asking. I have only 2 people. What happened to others? For the sake of the 2 people, we must continue. We must.
Gaining international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, Usbg, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state, Nigeria, is a multifaceted and challenging process. It involves a combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and practical tasks. The core of this work is to meet the criteria for statehood under international law, primarily set out in the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933, and then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states. Here are the key areas of work required to pursue international recognition for the Usbg. 1. Meeting the Montevideo criteria, establishing statehood. The Montevideo Convention requires a state to possess 4 qualifications. The Usbg would need to demonstrate its fulfillment of all 4, particularly the capacity for an effective government. Criterion. Essential tasks for Usbg. A. Permanent population. Maintain and verify a citizen base. Continue efforts like the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, citizen registration and database, to clearly define and identify its population both at home and in the diaspora. This demonstrates a stable community. B. Define territory. Establish clear and contested borders. Clearly articulate the geographical boundaries of the United States of Biafra, the proposed 40 states. While boundary disputes may exist, the entity must formally declare and act upon its claimed territory. C. Effective government. Demonstrate governmental authority and control. This is the most crucial and challenging criterion for a secessionist state. The USB government must establish functioning institutions, formally set up all branches of government, executive, legislative, and judiciary. Implement law and order. Establish and deploy security, law enforcement, and judicial institutions, like courts, that can maintain order, enforce laws, and provide justice within the claimed territory. Provide essential public services. Begin to organize and demonstrate the capacity to deliver public services such as public health, education, and social welfare to the population, potentially through leveraging existing structures or establishing new ones. Develop a financial system. Establish a clear monetary and fiscal policy, including revenue generation, e.g. taxes, and expenditure for public services, to demonstrate economic viability and independence. D. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. Appoint and deploy diplomatic representatives. Actively engage with the international community through diplomatic personnel, issue official government documents, and seek to negotiate with other governments and international organizations on matters like trade, security, and membership. 2. Diplomatic and political strategy. Recognition is often more a political act than a purely legal one. A structured diplomatic campaign is essential. Targeted diplomatic outreach. Secure bilateral recognition. Systematically lobby sovereign nations to formally recognize the USB. Historically, successful campaigns target a mix of politically sympathetic, small, or strategically located countries, like the 5 nations that recognize the original Republic of Biafra, Tanzania, Zambia, Côte d'Ivoire, Gabon, and Haiti. Engage major global powers. While direct recognition may be unlikely early on, maintaining high-level dialogue with influential countries, e.g., the US, UK, EU states, is critical to garnering moral and political support, influencing policy, and advocating for negotiations with Nigeria. International advocacy and legal strategy. Utilize international law, frame the independence movement within the context of international laws on self-determination and the right to secede as a last resort, remedial secession, particularly in response to unaddressed grievances and alleged human rights violations. Lobby international bodies. Seek observer status or informal engagement with key bodies like the United Nations, UN, the African Union, AU, and ECOWAS, emphasizing the right to self-determination and stability in the region. Human rights documentation. Continuously compile and present evidence of human rights issues to international organizations, leveraging this to gain international pressure on Nigeria and support for the USB. Building alliances and partnerships. Leverage diaspora support. The large politically active Biafran diaspora must be mobilized for financial, diplomatic, and political pressure in their host countries. Forge regional alliances. Seek to build relationships with neighboring ethnic or political groups, or even other unrecognized states, to demonstrate a broader base of support and regional stability. Engagement with Nigeria. Advocate for dialogue. Despite the declaration, a persistent push for negotiation and a peaceful transfer of authority, or a supervised referendum if not already conducted to international standards, with the Nigerian government, is a diplomatic imperative to appear reasonable and mitigate the risk of conflict. 3. Institutional development and credibility. To be taken seriously as a future state, the USB government must present a viable plan for its future operation. Economic planning. Develop and publish detailed plans for the national economy, including investment in key sectors, e.g., education technology, fiscal and anti-corruption policies to assure international investors and donor states. Legal framework. Draft and ratify a national constitution and a foundational body of law that upholds democratic principles, the rule of law, and international human rights standards. Security and stability. Develop a strategy to maintain internal security and manage borders, demonstrating the capacity to be a responsible state actor that will not destabilize the region. This is often a major concern for neighboring states and the international community.
I hope you heard it clearly. I hope you see that there is more work to do. And I hope you see the level, the road the template of your government here. I hope you see the template of United States of Biafra they are following. We go 247. This is the template that have to follow for us to get international recognition. That is why you are not hearing woto woto. Because what we are doing right now is not what woto woto will bring to us. It's what they told us, what will bring it to us. They mention all the criteria. They mention all the levels. They mention all the work that we have to do for us to get international recognition. And if they ask you as a question, the government of Usbg, are they doing this job? Are they following this process? Are they following this criteria? The answer is yes. Whenever you listen to our DPM, addressing the Biafran people, you will see her touching hand in all this that you just listen right now. The English is not hard. It is a common English. And now that you have heard the job, now you have heard the road you have to follow. For you who is asking what government is doing, you see what they are doing. For you who is shouting, or waiting for Toshi will become one former governor of Anambra of Imo State, you a fool. It's all about politics and diplomatic. It's all about that those who know the road of politics are those that are going to be there. I hope we are hearing it. I hope you are liking and sharing. That is how this message will sink in. This is how this message will go far. When you like, you share. Please. And also, if there's anyone the government are not doing, they can also listen from this, and also because nobody know it all. Nobody know who from his platform, the world we know that yes, people are serious. They understand the importance of the declaration. They know why they know why they want a new country. They know why they are fighting. Everything in between. These are the things we have to do. My fellow Biafrans. Now, let us go in to do our analysis. Like I said, if you wish to call, you can call and give your own opinion and what you have understand and how you also encourage the government to face reality, to do all this that you had here. This is what we have to do to Nigeria to leave our land. Nigeria are not going to live with gun and bullets. Remember, Obatobie told us that after their declaration, there will be a negotiation. There will be peacekeeping talk. And he always told you that this thing will lead for us and Nigeria to come to a round table under by UN or by any other country who decide to be a mediator between us and Nigeria. It's going to be into diplomatic. It's going to be into legal movement. It's going to be everything that included what they asked us to do here. This is the work. That's why I told you in my capture. There is a many work to do for the United States of Biafra, for us to get our international recognition. After the declaration, we are not going to follow our hand and fall back. No, we will push harder. We will push ahead. We will move forward. To do what? To get international recognition. And the criteria, what we have to do is what they are giving us. That is what we are hearing here. That is what the voice we are, that is what the document is just telling us. How we can fully commit Nigeria. How we can fully get out of Nigeria. How they can fully leave our land, because we are already out from Nigeria. But they are still in our territory. What will we do? Nigeria will leave our territory is what you are listening this evening, or this night, or this morning, or this afternoon, depend your time and your location. Now, let us do our analysis. So everybody who comes across may understand the importance of what we are doing. I hope my people, I hope you are listening very well, very carefully. And I hope you are getting it very well. I hope you are understanding it, what we are doing. Everything that we are doing, there is a reason why we are doing it. These are things that we have to put in action after our declaration. The things that we have to do to get us international recognition. As you listen to all this, within yourself, do you think that the government of United States of Biafra are working towards this way? Do you think that? Do you think that the momentum of what we are doing, that the governments are doing it right? As you have listened to all these things that they ask us to achieve, as you are listening to what we have to do to make sure that we are in Biafra land, that we are that Nigeria totally leave our land. After you have listened to this, what is your stake? How are you encouraging your government? How are you doing that? Are you supporting the fundraising? Are you supporting the fundraising is the question that calls for an answer. Because what you had here is the process. We will lobby other countries. Who are they going to lobby? Those countries that want to lobby. Who are in that country that we have to meet? And our back at if an Yes, Olu State, my brother. The governments are doing well. They are meeting all the criteria. They are working towards that. They are doing what they have to do under international, not the way we. That is why I said after declaration, when I start making research, I find out that we need to rethinking the way we are thinking. We need to start doing some things that we are not been doing social media before. That is why I told this line. That is why you see me doing what I'm doing. I know that I cannot do it best way, but the little I can is what I'm doing. That's why whenever you come, I told you, please try to understand this very well. I see my brother from S Handle on there. You are one in a million. Whenever I listen to you when I'm at work, honestly, I try to come in about work, may not allow me. Honestly, my brother, I want to thank you for good job you are doing on the S Handle. Thank you so much, you and your group. You are one in a million. I salute you too. You are a senior comrade. You are a senior comrade. It is. In fact, you are supposed to be celebrating what we are doing on S Handle. Before I go into explanation more, I want to allow this document to play again for the third time. It will sink into your mind, and also you may also record this and place it on your social media's handle. So Nigeria will know that we know what we do for them to recognize Biafra by thunder, by force. Listen.
Gaining international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, USB, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state, Nigeria, is a multifaceted and challenging process. It involves a combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and practical tasks. The core of this work is to meet the criteria for statehood under international law, primarily set out in the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933, and then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states. Here are the key areas of work required to pursue international recognition for the USB. 1. Meeting the Montevideo criteria, establishing statehood. The Montevideo Convention requires a state to possess 4 qualifications. The USB would need to demonstrate its fulfillment of all 4, particularly the capacity for an effective government. Criterion. Essential tasks for USB. A. Permanent population. Maintain and verify a citizen base. Continue efforts like the Biafra Republic Government in Exiles, BRGIE, citizen registration and database, to clearly define and identify its population both at home and in the diaspora. This demonstrates a stable community. B. Define territory. Establish clear and contested borders. Clearly articulate the geographical boundaries of the United States of Biafra, the proposed 40 states. While boundary disputes may exist, the entity must formally declare and act upon its claimed territory. C. Effective government. Demonstrate governmental authority and control. This is the most crucial and challenging criterion for a secessionist state. The USB government must establish functioning institutions, formally set up all branches of government, executive, legislative, and judiciary. Implement law and order. Establish and deploy security, law enforcement, and judicial institutions, like courts, that can maintain order, enforce laws, and provide justice within the claimed territory. Provide essential public services. Begin to organize and demonstrate the capacity to deliver public services such as public health, education, and social welfare to the population, potentially through leveraging existing structures or establishing new ones. Develop a financial system. Establish a clear monetary and fiscal policy, including revenue generation, e.g. taxes, and expenditure for public services, to demonstrate economic viability and independence. D. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. Appoint and deploy diplomatic representatives. Actively engage with the international community through diplomatic personnel, issue official government documents, and seek to negotiate with other governments and international organizations on matters like trade, security, and membership. 2. Diplomatic and political strategy. Recognition is often more a political act than a purely legal one. A structured diplomatic campaign is essential. Targeted diplomatic outreach. Secure bilateral recognition. Systematically lobby sovereign nations to formally recognize the USB. Historically, successful campaigns target a mix of politically sympathetic, small, or strategically located countries, like the 5 nations that recognize the original Republic of Biafra, Tanzania, Zambia, Côte d'Ivoire, Gabon, and Haiti. Engage major global powers. While direct recognition may be unlikely early on, maintaining high-level dialogue with influential countries, e.g., the US, UK, EU states, is critical to garnering moral and political support, influencing policy, and advocating for negotiations with Nigeria. International advocacy and legal strategy. Utilize international law. Frame the independence movement within the context of international laws on self-determination and the right to secede as a last resort, remedial secession, particularly in response to unaddressed grievances and alleged human rights violations. Lobby international bodies. Seek observer status or informal engagement with key bodies like the United Nations, UN, the African Union, AU, and ECOWAS, emphasizing the right to self-determination and stability in the region. Human rights documentation. Continuously compile and present evidence of human rights issues to international organizations, leveraging this to gain international pressure on Nigeria and support for the USB. Building alliances and partnerships. Leverage diaspora support. The large politically active Biafran diaspora must be mobilized for financial, diplomatic, and political pressure in their host countries. Forge regional alliances. Seek to build relationships with neighboring ethnic or political groups, or even other unrecognized states, to demonstrate a broader base of support and regional stability. Engagement with Nigeria. Advocate for dialogue. Despite the declaration, a persistent push for negotiation and a peaceful transfer of authority, or a supervised referendum if not already conducted to international standards, with the Nigerian government is a diplomatic imperative to appear reasonable and mitigate the risk of conflict. 3. Institutional development and credibility. To be taken seriously as a future state, the USB government must present a viable plan for its future operation. Economic planning. Develop and publish detailed plans for the national economy, including investment in key sectors, e.g., education technology, fiscal and anti-corruption policies to assure international investors and donor states, legal framework, draft and ratify a national constitution and a foundational body of law that upholds democratic principles, the rule of law, and international human rights standards. security and stability. Develop a strategy to maintain internal security and manage borders, demonstrating the capacity to be a responsible state is often a major concern for neighboring states and the international community.
I hope you are listening to this. We are going deep. We want you to know the work we have to do under international law, under Montevideo Convention, what they ask us to do, what we have to do to get international recognition. You heard when they mentioned the 5 countries who was recognized Biafra in the middle of 1967 to 1970. You had it here. And also remember that our line is open for you to call, according to what you had here, to submit your own suggestion. We need to be clapping for the United States of Biafra because they have made our history to be entering into Google, into archive. Just go to Google, search. Let me read let me show you the little something I type. Then I now got what I am presenting to you here this evening, because I want you to be also doing that for the doubting Thomas. What I type is this: after declaration of United States of Biafra, what are the work to do to get international recognition with the Usbg? And the next thing I see, oh God, that is why I wish there is a laptop. You could have seen how everything that are coming out here being presented to us. The stage, how they put it in brackets, how they give it numbers, what we have to do for us to get international recognition. It's not a child's play anymore. You must thank the government for pushing harder. We also must thank you for raising your voice. We also thank you for standing. We also thank you for being among those who are making this history. Remember, we have a phone number in case if you want to call. The number is +9 7 3 60 51 337. The number is +9 7 3 60 51 337. If you wish to call, you are free to call after you have listened to this document. And also you can exercise how happy you are that now Google can be able to carry our history very well. And also imagine our new declaration with the old declaration of 1967 to 1970. It is very important. Please, you can only call on WhatsApp, not a direct call. If you want to call on WhatsApp, not a direct call, please. Call on WhatsApp. The number is on WhatsApp. You can call through WhatsApp. +9 7 3 60 51 337. Now, we will be doing our analysis. If your call comes in, we answer the call, we continue.
Gaining international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, USB, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state, Nigeria, is a multifaceted and challenging process. It involves a combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and practical tasks.
I hope you had it here. Getting international recognition for a newly declared state like the United States of Biafra, in bracket Usbg, especially one whose territory is currently claimed and governed by an existing state, in brackets again, Nigeria. Now, a challenging process, but it involves in combination of legal, political, diplomatic, and the participating in some tactics. Do you hear gun and blade by Biafra Liberation Army? It's no longer there. Because we have declared officially, with only our declaration as a first step for a sovereign state, for you to get international recognition, you will not use gun and bullets and get it. You will go only legal, political, and diplomatic. This is the way they ask us to go. And that is the way your government of United States of Biafra is moving. That is why you are not seeing woto. You are not hearing woto. It's no longer about the army to showcase their face. If Gentle, Butuzo, and Jacob, Owam and their all cold hearts continuously do what they are doing, and now that they refuse to work under the government have to distance themselves from them. The world will see Angel Makeup as what? Insurgency rebel, not me. You have had it on this document that we're reading about international law, moreover Geneva Convention, how we treated those such cases. When they told you, hey, Ngozi Orebeze is working with a politician, Toshi, political, Olonyo Gabo, is he not a politician? Diplomatic, congressmen, and the lobby. Legal, lawyers, and into courts to prove that we are a country. Did you hear gun and bullet here as one of the strategies we're going to use to get Biafra? That is why, after our declaration, the government told and choose the criteria of what? International laws. They choose the criteria of being a foreign state. Because we are not going to do the same thing Nigeria is doing now that we are a country. We are not going to use gun and blade to force people to be a Biafran, no. What is this political thing, sir? Is it only on international government? No. That is why November is election in the Biafra land. Are you getting it? Let's continue.
The core of this work is to meet the criteria for statehood under international law, primarily set out in the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933, and then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states.
Are you hearing it? The goal of this work is to meet the criteria for stakeholder under international law, primarily set out in the Montevideo Convention of 1933. And then to secure diplomatic recognition from other sovereign states, because we are a state after our declaration as the number one step. This is how the government, this is the work of the government, this is how the government need to move on. This is what they want us to do. Now that we are a foreign state, for us to get recognition from other sovereign states, a state talk to a state, a country talk to a country. That is what we are seeing here. Now listen. Here are the key areas of work required to pursue international recognition for the USB that was actually declared newly country.
Here are the key areas of work required to pursue international recognition for the USB. 1. Meeting the Montevideo criteria, establishing statehood. The Montevideo Convention requires a state to possess 4 qualifications. The USB would need to demonstrate its fulfillment of all 4, particularly the capacity for an effective government.
Do you hear it? Meeting the Montevideo criteria, establishing statehood. The Montevideo Convention requires states to process 4 qualifications. The USB would need to demonstrate its fulfillment of all 4, particularly the capacity for an effective government. What we have to fulfill? What are those things they ask us to fulfill? Now listen carefully.
Criterion. Essential tasks for USB. A. Permanent
Essential task. The most number 1 task for the USB government. For the United States of Biafra government. Their task. Number 1. A permanent population. Inside the permanent population, when we read it down, there is 1 or 2 things I'm going to ship in so you may understand it perfectly.
Population. Maintain and verify a citizen base. Continue efforts like the Biafra Republic Government in Exiles, BRGIE, citizen registration and database to clearly define and identify its population both at home and in the diaspora. This demonstrates a stable community.
Do you hear something here? Maintaining and verifying citizens' bases. Continue efforts like the Biafra government in exile. When we are in the Biafra government in exile, that is where we are. We went in to go and declare. USBG government is the one in charge of every group, every structure, everything that claim to fight for Biafra. That's why they are telling us the criteria, the things that we must establish. And those things are the tasks that we have to perform for us to have a fully, freely sovereign state like every other country in the world. The recognition is not just coming. Remember, on the head of this program, you see USB. What is USB? What is BRIGE? What is it that people are claiming, hiding their shoulders, wearing suits, going to congressmen? Congressmen will run away from them because they understand what that word BRIGE, what that word means. They understand it. That is why they told you that the congressmen are watching them on television. The government of the state of Biafra, USB, must identify its population, both home and diaspora. Those are in diaspora are those sponsoring more over the movement. Those that are in diaspora are the one who fly to Finland and make a declaration of United States of Biafra as a sovereign state. Now, what are these most criteria? B, listen.
B. Define territory. Establish clear and contested borders. Clearly articulate the geographical boundaries of the United States of Biafra, the proposed 40 states. While boundary disputes may exist, the entity must formally declare and act upon its claimed territory.
Do you hear this? B. Define territory. Establishing and clear and create borders. Clearly articulated geographical borders of the United States of Biafra. They proposed, this is how they see it. This is how this is what they use. They proposed 40 states. They proposed 40 what? States. Why borders may be in dispute with Nigeria occupying the Biafra land and our borders. Despite being in dispute, they know. Despite being in dispute, may exist. Despite Nigeria can on our border. We are supposed to exist as a country. That despite dispute may be existing by the government in exile. United States of Biafra. Do you see where that word, government in exile, BRIGE, do you see from where that word comes from? Do you see from where the word comes in? I am telling you, you're supposed to be clapping for the government because you're supposed to also clap for yourself on the comment section because our history has started entering into the world. Biafra is the topic of the town. Go and verify. The government are not making mouth. It's when I ask this question, I say, oh, are we already here? Hey, we are going very far, my people. We are going very, very far. Things are moving the way we did not expect it. Under 8 months or the other, under 9 months or 10 months or the other 11 months or the other about. Because we are stepping into 1 month for us to complete 1 year. And look at your history. Geographical borders of the United States of Biafra. They proposed 40 states. Why the border be in dispute with Nigeria? They may exist as a country. The entity must officially declare and act upon it, claim their territory. That is why the government has planned to have election in Biafra land on November. That is to claim our territory. That is to claim the population. That is to claim, despite the dispute that we enter with Nigeria, despite the challenge from Nigeria, despite the war from Nigeria, we stand strong peacefully to conduct election on our own, to govern ourselves. The only election cannot hold on Biafra right now is between election of president. No, it cannot hold now. Because the president of Biafra is still in captivity. The prime minister is still in captivity. This is only 2 elections that cannot hold on. But despite that, every other election can go on in Biafra land. Because someone is acting as the president or as the vice or as the prime minister, as you may call it, or as the chief of staff. These are common things that they hide from us. These are common things they don't want us to know. So we continue attacking one another. There is things to say on social media. A brother from Yoruba land called on our platform. He gave us congratulations and he said that the way we are doing it right now, we make him to understand and we give him a job to go and search about our declaration. It's not about what we think. It's not about what we explain. It's about to explain to you the international law, what they want us to do. That is why I asked that question. After our declaration, what is the work? What is the thing that we need to for us to seek this international recognition that is very hard? And look at the way they are breaking it. Some of them, the 2 we have read so far, what is those 2? Permanent population, a permanent population. We have overmade that one. Defined territory. The territory is what they call here United States of Biafra. They proposed 40 states. That is the territory of the United States of Biafra. That is the border. That is it. Effective government led by Tongozi Orabeze. Listen, C.
C. Effective government. Demonstrate governmental authority and control. This is the most crucial and challenging criterion for a secessionist state. The USB government must.
Do you hear it? That the USB must. Effective government from the United States of Biafra, demonstrating a governmental authority and the control. That is why we are telling you that November, that's going to be a sit at home in the Biafra land to prove that this is our territory, that we are in control of our land, of our country, that we are in control of the 40 states. This is the most criteria and the challenging creation for a secession. A secession like what? States of the United States of Biafra must. This is the criteria that we must carry on for us to become a country. Look at your government. Look at what we are reading here. You may see it clearly that they are flowing due process. They are flowing legal, they are flowing political, they are flowing diplomatic, they are flowing everything in between. Multiple dimension is working. We must continue.
Establish functioning institutions. Formally set up all branches of government, executive, legislative, and judiciary.
Are you hearing it? Establishing functioning institution. That is why you have your law in Amazon and people are making caricature of it without asking, without thinking. I told you, the level where we are is no longer when we reason the way we are reasoning. The level of reasoning, the level of things we are doing must change to help the government, because social media is another big, powerful, willing tool for the world to understand what we are passing through. Last time on Saturday morning, a man from a US was on my comments and he was asking me a question on my comments. He said, have people conducted self-referendum? And I said yes. Then I now take my time to explain to him where we are. He said that people are on the right path. People should continue. And also using social media also to preach your declaration. Then he asked me, have you have self-referendum on your own? And I told him, we have self-referendum with over 50 million votes. We have also made a declaration on November 2, 2024. He said, wow, you people are on the right track. Continue doing what you are doing. The world will hear about you very soon. The world are hearing already. These are things. I don't know. That's why I said in our social media, you don't know who just barging. Maybe what you are tweeting might draw the person's attention. That's why I told you in our comment section, please be using that word for me. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, the prime minister of United States of Biafra. These two names draws our attention on the platforms. That's why I told you, after one or two research, find out that the way we are reasoning is quite different from the way of getting this freedom, getting our recognition, making the world to know who we are. Right? In every platform you go, it is a right for you to use that name. Because if you followed here, or under international law, has to change the status of Mazen Simon and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. To change those names that you are calling them, they are not going to be just like a common criminal, a common terrorist group, and this and that. That name president is a key figure when it comes to politics. And what we are doing is about politics. That is why you have to use the name. If you don't call Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the president, are you the one to answer it? If you don't call, if you don't address Obatobi on the comment section as a prime minister, or Gazia. That is why for me I choose to address them. After making research, I find out that this name can change. This name can also be the attention of the world for them to be released. Now that the release of Mazen is everywhere, what stops you from calling me your president? What stops you? Gaza, Eternal Fortress. For how many years of his life? Often your junior bro makamana gana. Or bring me porn, or bring type on a comment section. Mazen Nandekan, the president of the Institute of Biafra, must be free from the Nigerian government. Or you come me. Or you come me. Don't look at me, but look at the law and do it. Look at his safety and do it. Look at for him to be free and do it. Set up all branches of the government, executive. In the United States of Biafra government, every executive offices are working. That is why the government is effective government. They are all working perfectly. They are all working correctly. These are the things that ask us to do. Why is it hard for you to do the what you have to do on your own? Government, that is why you are here in the comment section. Just tag on the comment section. Write on the comment section. Hashtag Finland government. Free Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. Hashtag Nigeria government / Britain. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the President of United States of Biafra. It draws attention. It is a protest. Anything hashtag becomes a protest. Legislative and judiciary. Everything is coming gradually to the template of the international law. That is where we are. Oh, people are shouting, and when you got fundraising, calm down. He got the fundraising is our right to do it. That's a newly country. It is our right.
Implement law and order. Establish and deploy security, law enforcement, and judicial institutions, like courts, that can maintain order, enforce laws, and provide justice within the claimed territory.
Do you hear it? Implementing law and the order. Establishing, deploying security, law enforcement, judiciary institution, like courts, that can be maintain order. Enforce law. I get maybe Biafran people. I got force law, because that is the only one will change us. If there's not like a good law on our head, or a bad law on our head, we are not going to change it. The law will bring all of us down. The law is what is going to bring all of us down. Take it or you leave it. Because we are too stubborn. Yes. Oganaya, thank you so much. Hashtag Nigeria and Britain government. Free United States of Biafra government president. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Holding in the DSS custody a political prisoner of conscience. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much. You have had it here. All these things, the government are putting it down. You have already have your constitution. You can go to Amazon, buy it, read it on yourself, so you will know that the Biafra government are not playing. In the office, every offices of the executive, they have a qualified member.
Provide essential public services. Begin to organize and demonstrate the capacity to deliver public services such as public health, education, and social welfare to the population, potentially through leveraging existing structures or establishing new ones.
Today, the government are establishing new ones. Establishment of Bank of Biafra is part of it. Public service. Our marketing is coming very soon. This is what I asked us to establish. That is when you listen to all this that government is establishing and doing, you will also clap for the government and say they are doing it on the right track. Ghana, thank you so much. Hashtag Finland and Nigeria government free a United States of Biafra government Prime Minister Simon Ekpanjoko, Finland, in Finland custody, a political prisoner of conscience. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this good job on this platform. The government will develop a financial system. All these things the government are doing, the welfare of the people, educating us online as a new country who their territory is under dispute, and social welfare of the people, population, political, through leveraging existing structures of establishment of new ones. The government will continue to establish more and more as the days are going. As we are stepping in, we are doing more. As the government is stepping in, they are doing more. Everything that we have, everything must carry on. We go 247. Look at the template of the government. That you give an excuse, that is why you walked away. Stephen, thank you so much. Nigeria and Britain government, free Nnamdi Kanu, the Usbg president. Round of applause for you. Thank you so much for those who are doing that. Must continue.
Develop a financial system. Establish a clear monetary and fiscal policy, including revenue generation, e.g. taxes, and expenditure for public services, to demonstrate economic viability and independence.
Are you hearing it? That is why our marketing is coming very soon. That is why the bank is getting ready. That is why the tax you are paying maybe through fundraising is also part of it. Or you don't know that you are the money you pay on fundraising is part of the tax. You don't know. That is part of it. That is how you're supporting the government. Developing a financial system. Establishing a clear monitoring and financial policy, including revenue of generating etc, tax, and every other thing, proving that viability of an independent state. That there has been fully independent. This is the process. This is what the government is doing. Don't mind doing more cocos. Don't mind in the believers. Do not mind them.
D. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. Appoint and deploy diplomatic representatives. Actively engage with the international community through diplomatic personnel, issue official government documents, and seek to negotiate with other governments and international organizations on matters like trade, security, and membership.
I hope you are listening. You may not like here because platform already this thing everywhere. You may not like me, but this is me. I like being plain. This is who I am. You may not like me. You may not like to subscribe on my page. You may not like to like my program. But this is the little one I can do to let you know what it's all about, what we are doing. This is the little one I can do. So if it's not okay by you, please manage me like that. Take me the way you see me. If at all when you go to my platform, inline and my background, if you see who you might be like it, but when it is simple and plain, you might not. I am a plain, simple human being. That is who I am. Like the program if you think that the program worth like. Share it if you think. But if you don't think, no problem. If you think that message is not worth to like and share, thank you. And if it's the first time, you will see the like. There is a 3 dots. Ndị na be n'okwu asụkọ kpọmkpọm na-atọ n'aka nne gị otu ansi atụ aka na i click ebe ahụ once obuje gị na like and share, and it's not going to take you away from the platform. And also remember that our line is on in case if you want to call, only on WhatsApp or number +9733 6051 Yes, Chinedu, you can ask your question or you call us and ask the question. You call on this number only on WhatsApp +9733 6051 You can call and ask your question. Number D, the capacity to enter into relations with other states. That is why you must be a state before you seek for international recognition. You are not going to fall back, become a group and fighting for a state. Nobody will give you attention. And you cannot be a group with a document of official declaration, fighting for recognition, and somebody will listen to you either. You must be a state with your official document. The official document is what makes you official, legitimacy of what you are doing for, and legal way. Appointing and deploying diplomatic representatives. No game when they get appoint. You think that the government does not have congressmen? They have. You think that they don't have lobby? They have. They decided to not make it open to you to come and sabotage them. Remember the voice of Mazankan I played? Then what is your question? Please subscribe on the YouTube page, Biafra TV. Also, the international community through diplomatic personnel issue official government documents and they seek to negotiate with the other governments and the international organizations on the matters like trading, security, and the membership of the Biafran of the government. We must have somebody who is in for us. Do you think that your fund is only just for men on ground? No. It's only for Biafra Abbey. No. That is why what is coming is too small for the work that the government is doing. All these people that we need to engage is money. All this the international active engaging with the international community through diplomatic person, congressman or lobby. Or if our government have somebody who is a member of congressman, they can go close to him. They can use he or her. Because that person will also be fighting for recognition, know that this is my own, I need to be free. They said that these personnel are going to see the other countries that you need to negotiate with your document. Which document? Our declaration document, our self-referendum document, our grievances, our abuse of Nigerian government in our court of human rights. These 4 documents will be submitted. This is the document that I ask you to bring. Who owns this document? United States of Biafra, led by Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. What are they going to use document to do? To seek to negotiate with other governments and international organizations on the matters like trending security and be a membership of those countries and the UN membership. Friends. Yes. Great man, good evening. You're welcome. Yes, Chinedu, you asked a very important question. They didn't say that whether he won or he don't want. They said that's my. You need to go back to some of my video because everything I'm telling you is this way I'm reading document of international law is how I am doing my own this platform. They said that once he was arrested before declaration, that to change his name that Nigeria is calling him to those names to do not have weight on him, that we don't need to go and do a vote or seek his opinion by calling him a president. That word, a president, may trigger other countries to know why the president was kidnapped and not to be free. So he can also use that name to set him free under political and international law because a president is a figure name in the world of politics. It doesn't matter whether he wants to answer or he doesn't want to answer. They said that meanwhile he is in detention, that you don't need to seek his opinion, that you may use the name as campaign for him to be free. It's also to change calling him a terrorist, also to change him calling him a rebel, calling him a leader of IPOB terrorist group. No, this is areas that the name is important under international law. So that is why we don't need to consult him for that. That is why it's good for us to be using it to do our programs, to do our comments. So anybody who comes across our platform will say, oh, as they said, hashtag Nigeria government free a president of United States of Biafra. Thank you so much for your understanding. You got number 2.
2. Diplomatic and political strategy. Recognition is often more a political act than a purely legal one. A structured diplomatic campaign is essential. Targeted diplomatic outreach, secure bilateral recognition, systematically lobby sovereign nations to formally recognize the USB. Historically, successful campaigns target a mix of politically sympathetic, small, or strategically located countries, like the 5 nations that recognize the original Republic of Biafra, Tanzania, Zambia, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, and Haiti. Engage.
Now, this is our history. Do you see your history here? That's why I told that everything has changed. We are now writing our history. We are now making it officially to the world of who we are. Number 2, diplomatic and the political strategy. Recognition is often more a political act than a purely legal one. A structured diplomatic campaign instantly. That is what we are doing here today. That is what you and I are doing. That is why when you are commenting, it's going viral. Targeting diplomatic and the trash or treaties. Securing bilateral recognition. Systematically lobby sovereign nations to formally recognize the USB. Historical successfully campaign targeted on a mass of political sympathy. A smaller or a strategical located countries like the 5 nations that recognize the original Republic of Biafra, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, and Haiti. These are the countries who has been in the past recognized Biafra. They said also that we can also push to those countries also to recognize us again. And this country, they did not come immediately to recognize the Ojukwu as recognize Biafra then. It took them 1 year before they will openly recognize Biafra. This is what we have to do. These are the things, these are the process, these are the protocol on what we have to do for us to get our international recognition. So when you see what we are doing, when you see your government, I am not a member of the government, but I am a Biafran who believe in the our declaration of the state of Biafra. And also, I start asking questions to know what to do. I start making research after our declaration to know my rights. Whether the declaration is my right, whether how the government is going to function. And looking at the government, they are working through all these documents that I am bringing out to you, to remind you. So whenever you see the government doing that, you will know that they are on the right track. And today, all this country that I mentioned here, that they mentioned from the old 5 states that recognized us in 1967 to 1970, none of them has denounced the recognition. So our government also, giving a document, is also to just remind them that this time around, they will also not going to really recognize us. They will wait and study us to know how serious you and I and the government it is, and how we are managing the affairs, to know if what happened before will happen again, before they will give recognition. So on this second time, we must go in a harder way. We need to engage them. We need to engage Tanzania. We need to engage Zambia. We need to engage Ivory Coast. We need to engage Gabon. We need to engage Tahiti or Hita. All these countries that are doing recognition in the past, that we have to go back to them also. Because of that, these countries are not members of UN. That is why it fails. Today, that is why the governments are playing on the gallery on the more important of getting international recognition from the UN. Because of my time, we are not going to finish it today. Because of my time. Here I am, this is after 11. And I have a morning visit tomorrow morning. And I just came back from work. I just sit down here to do this program. So if you want to call, you are free to call on +97333605137 only on WhatsApp. If you wish to call to also contribute on your own opinion before we draw the curtain. From tomorrow, we will start on engaging major global powers. United States of Biafra, engaging major powers of the world, and why it's important that we have to engage them. Why is it important we have to engage them? You have heard all why the work that government, the work that we all have to do for us to seek our international recognition is not only in the hands of the government. It's also in your hand, on your comments. It's also in everything you are doing on social media. It's everything in between that we must carry everything along. And we have our first caller. Let us listen to the call. Yes, so good evening, Wanda. Good evening, good day, welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Good day, welcome.
Good evening, sir. Okay. How is work? It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
It has been off and on.
It's also me like that sometimes. Why? When they expect me in the morning, I will not come because of the work, and I will come in the evening time.
Yes, you are trying. God will bless you.
Bless you
You
too.
are really educating us. I really want to appreciate you on all the teachings, all the expositions that you are making us to understand. Now we've fully understood what we are into and also be able to understand what is happening. Because when things are happening around you and you don't seek to understand, when the danger is coming, you will not know.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know this hashtag that you introduced us to?
Yeah.
I was listening to a foreign news where they were making an analysis of Nigeria and the people of Biafra
Yes.
and the deputy prime minister, the issues that is going on, and also the issues of Nnamdi Kanu and the president of Nigeria.
Yeah.
They said that the people of Biafra want to use hashtag to kill everybody. That everywhere you go to is hashtag, 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 hashtag. That the thing has gotten to their nose that they have to speak. So when the man made that statement, I said, wow. So this hashtag is really going viral. I said, yes, that was what you taught us. And I want to encourage every one of us, if we want Nnamdi Kanu to be released and also Samuel Ekpa to be released, we should also intensify in our efforts to continue tagging the people that we should tag, because I can now see that it goes viral. And I found out that some of the platforms have not really understood this, because most of the things, the platform that I have been able to go to, I am not seeing them doing it. It looks as if they don't really understand the impact of this, without knowing that the impact is very, very huge.
Yeah.
Because we cannot use bullets to go and fight Nigerian government,
Yeah.
nor to go and do anything. But that little we can do under the confine of our home, we should also do it.
Exactly.
So I want to encourage everyone in this platform, please. Any platform we found ourselves that is talking for us, even if they are not talking for us, we should hashtag this statement. The more we do it, the more viral it goes, and the more we are creating awareness to people to know what is happening around us. And I want to appreciate our DPM. That woman is really trying, because I have now seen that the world have understood what Nigerians are going through. Because when the people that are ruling us go outside the confines of this place, the way they present this issue, they present it as if it's an internal matter
Yeah.
and nobody should interfere.
Yes.
Perhaps it's too many things. It's because if the world was able to understand what Nigerians are really going through and came or come for our aid, this issue wouldn't have escalated to this level. But I found out that they don't always come when you need them to come.
Yeah.
It is when they see that the matter has gotten to your neck, is about to choke you to death. That was when they will start reeling their ugly face. So even Adojo or the other what? That woman, I don't know. And I don't know what they plan for that woman. Because the rate at which that woman is going this time up is very, very alarming. How can you see your eyes on the broad daylight and you are lying? You are lying. And you know very well that you are lying. And you are lying against your fellow woman and the people you so call your own. So I want to encourage us, every one of us, please let's intensify our efforts and let us begin to pass the word. I know they have started hearing our voices, and they will hear, and we will have what we are looking for. So thank you so much, sir. I just want to call to encourage you to keep up the good work. Don't relent, no matter how it is. Keep it up. God will bless you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I also thank you always, whenever you have your time to look at our platform, and also always joining us. You are part of this platform no matter what's happened. Thank you so much for your good time you're spending with us here. The only thing I know is that once I have that time, because here we are here not in Nigeria, we are here to work. Without work, you can't buy internet, you can't see your room, you can't pay for the room where you are living. That is why we must obey the instruction of where we are working. Sometimes you might think we work 8 hours, they will extend the hour for you. You have to, because what is important is that never is no people. So that is just it. That is why we are looking for Biafra. The time we are spending here to work, if we spend it in Biafra, and believe you, everything will be fine. I must tell you the truth. And in Biafra, we can never spend such a time to get our money.
No.
Believe you me. So, like another Orama, the only word I use something like that Orama is that ignorant is not excused of the eyes of the law. And it is well official. Yeah, and it is official. The woman knows that she is not coming to Biafra because she's not a Biafran. This woman will die. They will bury her in country where Ebo Riadoro, Eba and Koji Afia, Eba Koji passport her. Oji passport Nigeria weje Ebo Jere. All passport Sudan Koji weje Ebo Jere. In the to go here and it says, when France na one year, but bed himself one person. Na more than 1 year abo kwa Biafran because a woman go you kuli about in her name. And you know when no Jiwebia from Ebo Ziputa to Ebo right now, or bar that woman Jiwebia. That is why also when you go to the platforms who are seriously debunking her lies, you must also respect those platforms because na ekere onu eke. Onye ọbụla nwere nke ọ bịara ebe ihe. That's why you will nke ọ bịara achi mo small one. Now I want to try to do it as much as I can within my capacity. So na adịghị ọra mma wi ịmara ndị Igbo anyị sanjara nakwa na abịa n'ikpeazụ Hadaino comes at last. Chiruka Hadaino. But why Hadaino is not going to be long is that she did not marry a Biafra, number one. Her name in France, her passport is not a Nigerian passport. So if anything happened, they will deport her to Sudan. And that's where that's where we bury her. So for those who have raised such a human being, then you will know how their sense are. You know, Jibo no Juro Manya Abuna. If people can see follow GOST today, what are they around? And the man is no or they call the power or they call the Azwa. That is what we are into. So, but for us who know what we are doing, that is where we must be laying our voice out and be making things on social media. I told you on Saturday morning, we are on a live program like this. Somebody joined us. He is a man. When I asked where are you from, he said he's from US. You know what happened? He said when he was listening to my analysis, he started asking me a question. Have you have your own self-referendum? I said yes on the comment section. You also asked me yesterday, have you ever have a declaration? I said yes. He said, continue what you are doing. You people are Biafra is on the right track. The world will soon come to rescue very soon. Imagine such a word, such encouragement. That is why I know that what we are doing, the world is coming very fast. It's not going to be long as the way we are looking at it. That is why when you listen to the root of the template of the government of Biafra, then you will see that the world are very close to the Biafran people. When we finish this program tomorrow, you will see how they describe Nigeria, how Nigeria must accept that Biafran people are a sovereign state. You hear it tomorrow. It's part of this program. So because of my time, I am not going to, because the program is very long. And also because of my first intros, I wasted some 1 hour on my intro, some explain voice of Matt Simon and all the rest. So we cannot be able to finish it. So tomorrow we may finish this program. I know that by this time tomorrow we have already run it off. So thank you so much for calling, my sister. Thank you so much. Remain blessed and be strong. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Biafran people, the line is still open. We have only 10 minutes more. If you wish to call, you can call on number plus 97336051 337 only on WhatsApp. You may call if you wish to, because you can hear our sister important submission. You can hear her words. You know this is a Biafra woman who understands, who are listening, who has her own reasoning of why she is a Biafran and why she is supporting Biafra. Do not support Biafra because of somebody asked you to support, but believe that you want this new state for you to be a free person, entire generation, for our name to be changed in a better place, for you to have one of the good passport in the world, for you also to go into your room and sleep, for you also even you can wear your military uniform on the road, nobody will harass you, for you also to see your government and go close to them. There was a day I went to job, I was coming back, I was very tired. I have to run to nearest police checking point and tell them my situation. They bring me back home. They called my brother, handed it over to me and said, this is where we have been, so in case anything happened. When our father went out, he was very tired also. They bring him back, they handed it over to us. This is how both police and army is supposed to be doing. Not when you go close to them, they will flog you, they will shoot you, they will harass you, they will ask you, who are you, why do you come here? They will start hitting stick on you. This is a part of the things. Africa died because of no Biafra. Africa will raise immediately. Biafra become fully international recognition country. Africa will raise up again. My people, do not panic. Do not move. They want to use P2B on the second time to deceive you. Do not welcome that idea. Do not think twice about it. Become who you are. Stand strong. Never you panic. No any politician from Nigeria will save you. Even your own brother. Once he go in there, he start behaving like that, because the oath of Osman Dan Fodio are the one controlling any politician in Nigeria. That is it. So do not be panic. Do not move an inch. Stand strong. Be yourself. The only thing you have to support for is through your fundraising to seek international recognition. There is many jobs to do, but there is few are working. There is many work to do with money, but this one is coming. The government is managing it very well, and they are making use of it on important things with accountability, being pure on what you're supposed to do with the money. So do not move an inch. Do not look this way. Focus straight. We are already in the homeland, but you don't know. That is why I want to put a word of Mazen and the Kano, Simon Eba, our Prime Minister. What you don't know is bigger than you. If you know, you know. We are calling on Nigerian government and Britain to release Mazis Nnamdi Kanu, the United States of Biafra government, who was kidnapped in Kenya over 5 years ago and illegally rendition to Nigeria. We are calling Finland, who colluded with Nigeria, to arrest our Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. We are calling on them to release them, because they are the president and the prime minister of a new sovereign state that was declared on November 29, 2024, called United States of Biafra. We ask them to release them, free them, for them to come back and govern their people and also be a free people. Our official declaration, our self-referendum vote, our grievances documents, the genocide going on in Biafra land, the inhuman treatment is what the world hates. I ask again, self-determination Is it for the Biafran people or only for the white people? If it is, UN, US must continue looking into what is happening into Nigeria. It's not internal affair. It is affair of a foreign state that Nigeria used gun and bullet and armor tanker to forcing us to stay, and we said no. In the amalgamation document in 1914, Britain said that after 50 years, that everybody should come together to have a meeting, to have a conference and ask ourselves, are we going to still be together or do we want to go our separate ways? Because of the Biafran people are calling for this dialogue, for this conference to hold, like what happened in Aburi Accord in Ghana, in Accra in Ghana. That is what is going on. That is why they are buying us. That is why they are military armor tanker, police, army, Alfredo Kubo and his men in Biafra land. Because we call, let us sit down and talk, that we, the Biafra people, we said no, that we don't want to belong here. That is our fault. That is our problem. That is why they are killing us. That is why they go to Kenya, Nigeria, including with Kenya and Britain, destroy all the international laws and kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the president of the United States of Biafra, illegally bring him down to Nigeria, return him back to Nigeria. He's under DSS custody, suffering. He's not, if you see his body, he's about to give up. We call on his release. United Nations, EU. I know that some of you are corrupt, but some who are not corrupt must answer us to give Nigeria order to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the president of the University of Biafra, to free Simon Ekpa, the prime minister of the University of Biafra. These are the people that we are talking about. So we call on all of these people to release our people, to set them free. Their crime is self-defense. Is it a crime? Self-determination, is it a crime? But you told us when Vice President of America visited a conference held because of Ukraine, he told them that self-determination is a right that people must preserve it at all costs. But for the Biafran people, it's not longer the same thing. What happening is that Biafran people has fought a war, a genocidal war in 1967 to 1970. That war is still going on from that day till today. Go to North, where Boko Haram is, there is no military. There is no checking point. But go to Biafra land, the place they said is southeast, everywhere was militarized. People come to army checking points, they go down, they will trek for 15-20 minutes with their leg. Even if you are sick, even if you are old, tell me in the country where this is happening and you ask people to stay. We are not going to allow it to continue happening anymore. We must preserve ourselves. You people told us, I quote the former United States of America Vice President, the woman, he told us in conference of Russia and Russia and the Ukraine that it is inalienable right of people for self-defense to choose how they will live their life and who will govern them. Why is it not our right? Is it because we are African? Is it not because we are black? What is our offense? You have two eyes, we have two eyes, we have two. You have two hands, we have two hands. You have 10 fingers, we have 10 fingers. You have one mouth, we have one mouth and one tongue. You have 2 ears, we have 2 ears. What is our offense? If you are Judaism, if you are Christian, and you are in Europe, and you are not talking about the massacre, the killing of Ghana in Biafra land, you are a saboteur. My people, I want us to know that everything that we are doing is our right this time around. Nobody's going to stop us. We must continue on the right side of the truth, on the right side of the government. We must support our government. I want to close by showing you a video what happened to Reverend Father in Biafra land. I mean in North, how they kidnap him and what they are doing to him. America, this is the Reverend Father. Finland, this is the Reverend Father. Look at, he's a Biafran. What do they do to them? They kidnap him. They are beating him like this because of they want money. Look at it, he's asking, oh God, send receipt. Send receipt. Or so that they have paid Fulanese. Look at what they are doing, human being. Is it not an inhuman treatment? And I don't even know where they are. Last month, Nigeria was negotiating with them. They kidnapped him 2-3 days ago. And this is send receipts of what? For him to be free from the hands of kidnappers. Those that are working for Nigerian government. This is what we are passing through. Is it not inhuman treatment? I'm dying here. Look at what they're hitting a human being. Send the receipt. $20,000. A Reverend Father. Britain will sit and close their eyes. EU will sit and close their eyes. How do you feel about this? Anybody who believes in one Nigeria, may one Nigeria happen to you the way it happens to this man, because if they told him to support Biafra, he will say no. He will say no. Look at what he's passing through. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. The world, are you not seeing this? Send receipt. To prove that they have paid $20,000 in Nigeria is happening. This is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. This is what Simon Ekpa is fighting for. And Nigeria colluded with Kenya and kidnapped him. Finland colluded with Nigeria and arrest our prime minister. For anybody who is a one Nigeria, who is a Biafra who believes in Nigeria, may this situation happen to you in Eke, in Ode, in Afo, in Nkwo. May it be a portion. Stephen Ojukwu, who also to my comments and write nonsense about Nigeria, may this happen to you or your family members. So you may know that Nigeria is a death trap. It's a danger zone for you. Go to Lagos today. They are destroying our brothers' businesses. The market where they build with their money. They are destroying it. And when we talk, they call us terrorists. When we talk, they call us rebel. When we talk, they call us name. What is the cry of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? You listen to the voice of the President of United States of Biafra. I won't go without playing this voice.
It's a promise and a pledge we're making to them. They must understand that we just don't love our country. We are fanatical about Biafra. We will do everything humanly possible to ensure that Biafra comes. It is either the flag of Biafra is raised up or I am lowered into the grave. One of the two must happen. It is better for this heaven and this earth not to exist than for Biafra not to come to pass. It's a promise and a pledge we're making to them. They must.
It's a promise. It's a pledge. They must understand it. They must listen to us, because his offense is that he's seeking for the freedom of his people. That is just his offense. Please like and share this program, please. Help me to let this program go viral, because the world must know how mad we are and how painful that things happen to us it is. Listen to the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the President of the United States of Biafra again. Why they kidnap him?
But always remember that our enemies are numerous.
Yes.
And they will do everything they can within their powers, both morally and immorally, to try to dissuade us, to try to get us not to pursue that which we have been born to do.
Ogenkere trying to stop us to pursue to have a United States of Biafra as a country. Ogenkere falling back. All the DOS, all the IPOB, one Nigeria. The plan is to stop us to pursue it. But the center is no longer holding. Their mission fell on arrival.
Biafra, nothing more, nothing else. Not to own mansions, not to own flashy cars, not to own first properties in the busiest and the biggest cities you have in the zoo. We have not come to do any of that. We have not come to serve the janjaweed. We have not come to serve Alamajiri. We have not come to bow before any of them. We have not come that we may become frightened of what they may or may not be capable of doing. We have come to do that which is right before man on this earth and to go to in heaven. That is why we must prevail. It doesn't matter what they do. Regardless of what they do, we must prevail. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are there.
That is our leader. That is our president. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You are in UK, you are enjoying. Jovika, you in America, you are enjoying. You are talking trash. That place where you are enjoying, look at what they do to your forefathers. What can you do to free them?
They came to Africa without visa. They humiliated your forefathers. They slap your own forefather. They rape your own foremother. They beat them. They put chain on their neck like dogs. They take them as slaves to their place to do hard labor. After everything, they came back to give you Bible. They told you about heaven, and you believe them. You are a fool. God have mercy upon you. You not get saved. Tell me, people when get mad, did this to your own father. They came back with Bible, telling you about heaven, telling you about where you will go and live eternal life. You believe them. You be fools. All of us are not get saved. I propose this thing. And they talk this thing now. Look on the look at like it up the face. Like say don't go smoke again. Before many of them now go realize what here they talk for here. The whole world go down.
Is that play?
My fellow Igbo people.
Suffering
this because it's an
We know why he's suffering all these things, because he's an Igbo man. That is the only reason why he's suffering. That's the only reason why. Finland, Nigeria, Britain, UN, America, Germany, China, Russia, and all of you. I want you to see a population of people seeking for the new country.
Hii okwu niile gabere na mmezu ọbịa nwere Biafra ga-eji weta na mgbe nke anyị wee na-akpọkụ uwe na-arịọ gị na-asị lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe biko m dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt kota wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra obodo ekwensu bụ zuru nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere anyị wee na-aja gị mma na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị wee nye gị nsọpụrụ otu na-eji ama mgbe niile n'ihi anya nwere iche ọzọ ewezuga gị anya nwa ya anaghị efe arụsị ọbịa nwere iji wee na-agọzi nsọgbụkwụ anyị niile ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile anyị anaghị atụ ogwu mmadụ dị ndụ anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị dịkwa nwanya isi ala nye ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọgwụ nke ekwensu anyị wee na-enye gị ofere na nsọpụrụ na ije mma na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị wee baa ha ọnụ n'ihi na okwu niile gabere na mmezu ọ bịara Biafra ga-eji weta na mgbe nke anyị wee na-akpọkụ uwe na-arịọ gị na-asị lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe biko m dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt kota wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra obodo ekwensu bụ zuru nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere anyị wee na-aja gị mma Now saying ni mo do ni get kele handsome we making something to the German boni ni ni ga we church able to ga anya wa na get parosi o be mo juwe na gozo so mo kwa ni ni o bi amere IPO bi juwe ba ngoro kono wani na yana ga to gumare den ayi we ne to gese be den ko sigi bi ko batanga se ni ma ko do na ne bo nya ni de ko na bi se ala nya ki we na potanga ye no bu nke ekwensu ani we na ni go to na nsopuru na ija manasi le kwa ka ndi ru anyi ni kaka sisi we ba ha onu.
You said,
an old man like this doesn't know the law.
look at it.
You don't know the law. I'll give you a position.
The way he left that.
Nonsense.
He has won them in their court. They refused to let him go. He won them in their courts. A court with some stupid people coming on my question to come and comment rubbish and support him. Look at the country. Look at what's happening in the country.
Christians. This one now, this one here, let's rise up, Nigerian Christians. Let's rise up and shut Nigeria down. This kind of Christians is getting out of hand. Christians have been slaughtered. And the Nigerian Christians never rise up to say no to this. They are keeping silent. Our politicians have fed us. They have fed us. Our politicians have fed us. Most of them are responsible for this funny husband of Boko Haram that has slaughtered Christians in Nigeria.
Finland, are you hearing it?
Our politicians have fed us. Let us rise up. Join hands together. Shut Nigeria down. Peaceful protest. No market, no school. Shut everywhere down. Now people that die like this, they are not foul. Another time, there was one Pentecostal church. Friend husband, program enter. So that people, even the general overseer cannot stand up to condemn the evil. Everybody are keeping silent. Why are we keeping silent? Let us rise up to say no to this killing. Let us rise up to say no to this killing. Heavy protest, shut everywhere down. No.
Fulani Oshun, Fulani Ekiti, Fulani Sokoto, Fulani Katsina, Fulani Kaduna, Fulani Plateau, Fulani Benue, Fulani Taraba. Are you the only tribe?
You hear it?
If you get a Fulani man that is a killer, deal with him as a killer.
Okay.
If you get a Bureau man that is a killer, deal with him as a killer. And this will come to an end. But
The time is coming.
give certain people advantage over other tribes. I respect the people that have hosted me, even though I am an indigene of Plateau State, because I was born here. My children have grown up. I have 8 grandchildren. But yet we respect the people we meet on ground.
You see, these people are not respecting anybody. They come to wipe the indigenous people away from their land. That is their work. That is their job. And you are happy. And I said what? You are happy in what they are doing. That's why I said, may that sin that people are start condemning that they are doing, may that sin locate you. My people, I thank you all in the comment section. This is highest we can go for today, 3 hours Sunday. So thank you so much. We have to go and take our rest. We will continue tomorrow from where we stop. Remember where we stop from tomorrow, we may continue there. We will finish it up for you to know the work that you and I and the government have to do for us to be a full country. It is under international law. It is our right. They also said it is our right to choose who will govern us, the kind of life we want to live. We have chosen to live a free life. We have chosen to live a life where in the eyes of the law, all man, all women will be equal in the eyes of the law. That is the life we choose to live. So nobody will come here to stop us in what we're doing. So I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for those who called. Thank you so much for your opinion. Thank you so much for your time. If you don't subscribe on this page, this is Real Biafra TV. Real Biafra TV. You will write everything together. If you give space, you will not get the channel. But once you write Real Biafra TV together, then you get this platform. You will see a symbol of USB, sorry. Then you will know this is the platform. Or sometimes you may see the symbol of Mazen Nandekano, Mas Simon Eba, and also Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. 3 in 1. Once you see it, you know that this is Real Biafra TV. Please subscribe. Also, turn notification on. So whenever we are live, you may join us. Thank you so much. From me, from here, it is good night.